to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the SLE. I am Dread, and I am joined by Flay today.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Always a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah, good to have you here, man. So today, big day, 3 games in total. Which game do you think will be the most exciting to watch?
Ooh, I'm actually definitely excited about Game 3 here. Mostly because it's end of the night, closer. CG Row versus Altaria Excelsior, I believe. I always keep those Altera teams apart. But yeah, CG Row newcomer. So last minute wildcard, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then also excited what the Altera teams have up their sleeves tonight.
Alright. Yeah, apparently I was a bit low and you're a bit loud, so that is the reason why I don't cast that often.
Fair enough.
Because my mic is effed. Meanwhile, I have Araku coming in to to help me out here.
Lovely.
So, first game of the day, Eternal Blizzard versus the one and only Primordials. Have you read up on them? Do you know how they look?
Yeah, I've read a little bit about them, mostly from my boy Savage Mika's articles. Always nice to read those. Yeah, I saw that. Not the Primordials, the other guys. Yeah, the Primordials, actually. Yeah. No, sorry, Primordials.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke joined.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
welcome.
Hey, clear.
So let me just add you right now. We're just opening stream a bit. Welcome Arakau to the stream.
Thank
Today,
you.
Eternal Blizzard, Primordials. What do you think will win?
I think the game could be pretty close depending on the draft, but I think it could be determined first way by seeing how the players will react on the playstyle of the different team. So maybe I'll be more convinced in the first minute of the game. I'm really rating much more than we can expect from those team in the early game.
Nice, nice. play today. Anything you are expecting for today from the teams?
Well, I'm just excited about drafts, really. Always looking forward to see how the teams react to new metas, new patches. Because I believe we're playing on 12.15, right?
12.15, that's correct.
Yeah. A couple new changes here or there. Some engage supports got buffed, which I'm most excited about, of course. So I'm waiting to see what they do with that.
Do you think we will see a wombo combo coming up? Perhaps
Oh,
very soon.
definitely. I think those are very, I wouldn't say easy, but like they're pretty straightforward to like execute. And those big team fights always will always get teams a big win.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm so busy with arranging everything for the games for tonight. Even a prediction vote for game number 1. So in a few seconds you will be able to vote or at least predict who you will think will win game number 1. Will it be Eternal Blizzard or will it be Primordials? You can vote in a few more moments. Meanwhile, we should be joined by the last. Yes, Zathos is here meanwhile. So everything is set up for a good stream. Are you guys excited?
Hello, Dreadful. Hello, hello. My apologies for being a little bit late. The heat in the UK seemed to have stunned me. You know, I got CC'd a little bit for coming here, so I do apologise. But at least it has been sorted. But Flay, today, how you been, my man? You ready to cast?
I'm ready for it. I'll follow your lead, and I'll be ready right here.
Sounds perfect. Very exciting game coming up today, isn't it? We have 3 to get through, so you know you got to save your voice and get hyped for all 3 of the games. Would you care to tell everybody what games are coming up?
Yeah, for sure. First up, we got Primordials versus Eternal Blizzard. And then after that, we got Lost Time versus Altera Astaroth. And last but not least, we got CCG Row versus Altera Excelsior.
And we are
Well,
in
the
pick and ban
only
phase.
yeah,
So-
well, the only teams I really do remember are going to be the 2 last teams, the CCG teams, mostly because are the other ones new to the tournament?
Yes,
Say
I
again?
think so. Yes.
Oh.
But there are a few that have been in the league for a couple of while. So yeah, they just made a team and came back. But Araku and I are going to leave Zaphos and Flay today to the draft, so we can enjoy a really good game. Good luck.
Thank you, thank you. I'm
Thank you
very
very
excited to
much.
see what the game is going to be coming up. We're just waiting to see how the draft will unfold. But is there any picks you're thinking are going to be coming out?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not sure actually. Like I said before, I was looking or hoping to see more engaged supports since a couple got buffed. So a couple Leona trash buffs. So I would like to
Well-
get some action-packed games.
Well, I'm not going to lie. As a support main myself, I'm very excited to see that the engaged supports have come back out. I did enjoy the meta where we had to play Lulu, Janas, or anything on the supportive side. I like that aggression. I like it where we can play around that bot lane. We can get those tower dives, so we can really just see this bot lane have a big impact on how this game's going to go.
Yeah, for sure. Just checking over some stuff because what do you think on?
No worries.
Sorry, say again.
No worries at all. You take as long as you need. But it is looking like Eternal Blizzards are the ones that people are favouring in this matchup. But there is plenty of time for people to vote on what team they want to win. Now, I'm not too sure or don't have too much information on the teams just yet. And this is the good thing about it being one of the first games of the season, is we can really learn what these teams are all about and what type of play styles they can be. Because with teams in this level, they don't always have to go for the most or well the best style you could ever go for. They can go for a style that's a little bit more weird and quirky, like we saw a Lowry coming out in the last game and was able to beat a wombo combo team. So maybe we do see some spicy picks that people have been practicing in these matches.
Yeah, for sure. I'm waiting for draft to go on, and we'll see what spicy picks we'll get today.
Yes, well, draft is just appearing for us casters ourselves, so we can finally talk about them. But no, when I think of the SLE, I always think about Trundle and Volibear. So that's the thing I'm expecting to come out here. Also, maybe aggressive side junglers, side maybe like the J4 that we've seen being quite powerful, especially when it gets comboed up with engage options that can go along with it. Silas has been quite strong in the mid lane as well. So there's so many picks to get first pick to.
Yeah, definitely. And usually also a Vex into the Silas is also picked up. Not sure if it's quite a counter matchup, but usually done as well.
Yeah, that's the thing as well with the Sivir pickup. It's a champion that's been nerfed to the ground a little bit. People would say.
Yeah, true. It's gotten quite some nerfs lately, but I think it's might still be valid as a solid wave clear and push power. But we'll have to wait
Yeah,
and find out in game.
yeah. No, as a support player yourself, do you really think that these changes in the bot lane are going to be affecting what you're going to be picking in your games?
Oh, definitely. We got Alistair, Leona, Trash, all yeah, I would say buffed up. It's not quite much, right? It's just a couple cooldowns here and there by 1 second down, but it'll definitely enlarge in the engage windows a lot.
I do miss the Alistar days. He seems to really have fallen out the meta because there's just so many new champions that do have the dash and do have a way around, making it where it's just kind of impossible for us to really do that much on Alistar because you just can't find a good engage in that champion.
True.
But yeah, we will have to see if the Alistar will get picked. Because personally, I would love to see it come out, or maybe even a Thresh or the other. Going back to the glory days where we had the Kaiser and Sire meta, which for me, I would say is probably the best meta you can have, as we could finally see the drafts on screen. We can take a look and see that there is a Lulu Cog getting played, seeming like they're going for a little bit more of a defensive side on the blue team.
Oh, I haven't seen those in a long time. I'm waiting to see how they play around that, and we'll focus on the bot side of the map. As the
Yeah,
enemy team,
go on.
as the enemy team seems to have gone for a slightly different round, with a more balanced overall team.
Yeah, it's looking like the side or the red side is going for a little bit more of the damage-oriented team. Go for the Vex so they can have a bit more engage options and really get into the face of the enemy team. But the main thing is you need to kill this Cog and Lulu. If you're not able to kill those two, there's no way you're ever going to win the fight. So it's really going to be if they're able to get a good engage. And the only thing they have for that is a Vex. And if Set is lucky, he can maybe get an ult onto the back line. But with Kog'Maw, if he does correct spacing, there's not really much that the enemy team can do to engage it.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm probably expecting some early plays and rotations out of the Vex, perhaps, to see if we can shut them down early.
Yeah, Vex should have priority in the early game because it's a range versus melee matchup. So we'll have to see if she is able to abuse that. When she gets that level 6, having the ultimate that can just go so far, there could be some dives happening in the spot lane, especially with this Poppy pick, which we know is so powerful in this early game.
Yeah, definitely Poppy being picked up lately so much. I've even seen first picks on blue side many times.
Yeah, she just has so much so much damage, I would say, in the early game. And also, she can just gank as much as she wants because she doesn't really need much gold to do what she wants. She can miss a few camps to make sure that her bot lane or any lane that she wants to play around gets ahead. That's why I believe it's so powerful right now.
Definitely. And also the anti-engage with the W. Lots of champs have dashes nowadays, right? Releasing more dashes every day.
Yeah, that's the thing the Riot Games does love. So the longer that League of Legends keeps going on, the longer we will see a Poppy in the game. So yeah, Poppy, just every single patch where a new champion comes in, just the stronger she's getting.
For sure.
Yes, but it's looking like we are having a few technical difficulties. But guys, do not worry, we'll be in game very, very shortly. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. But what I do have to talk about is, do you believe that they are going to be able to kill this Kog'Maw?
I believe. I always believe. I'm a believer.
We do like to see it, but we do. It's hard to see what they're really going to be able to do against this Kog'Maw because in the bot lane, they will have push pressure into him, so they will keep him under tower. However, if he's under tower, I don't think they really have too much they can do when they try and go for this engage.
Yeah, true. Perhaps they're gonna shift the focus maybe to the top side a bit, get some heralds, get some sets ahead, see if they can correct some towers there, and then kind of swift over to the bot side. And oh,
Yeah,
I see we're getting into game on.
So it does have to be about the early game. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SLE. It's EB versus PRI. I welcome you to the Rift.
And welcome to ER. As it looks like not much is happening. Standard 5-point going on. Do you expect any level 1 shenanigans so far?
I'm not expecting any level 1 shenanigans to be happening here. Both teams seem to have comps that favor going a little bit more to the late game side. They don't really have too much engaged potential in the early game, so I'm not expecting any level 1 shenanigans.
Yeah, me neither. Well, let's see where the junglers will be starting for their batting then.
I'm expecting them to be focusing around the mid or bot side, so I'm expecting both to be maybe starting the top side of the map.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I've definitely seen some poppies also doing some weird passing nowadays to kind of confuse the enemy jungler. And not be in any expected places, so to say.
Now, I have one quick question I need to ask you. Will you be doing color or will you be doing play-by-play?
As you wish. As you wish.
Well, it depends. How much have you casted, good sir?
Very slightly.
Okay. I will do play-by-play.
Oh, very well.
It makes it easier for you, my man. But no, we will focus on the game and hopefully we see some good League of Legends gameplay coming out. I will ask Shedpo if he can make the screen slightly bigger if possible by pushing it down a little bit so we can see the screen slightly bigger. But no, in this bot lane, there shouldn't be too much happening except for the Nami and Lucian having push pressure in this lane. If they go for a long extended trade, this Kog'Maw because of his W, if it's up, they will be winning the trade.
That's what she said.
Yes, but thank you, Dreadpool, for that. But yeah, in the mid lane as well, Vex should have push pressure. So there's a lot of pressure on the side of PRI, so we're going to have to see if they're able to get early objectives and use it here. Even in the top lane, they're having pressure as well, so it's really going their way this game.
Yeah, definitely lots of pressure around. Oh.
Sejuani is looking in the mid lane. This is going to be a hard gank unless Vex goes a lot closer, which he is doing. It does not land the first hit, but he is right there going under tower, and Vex is so low. One more auto attack, and that is first blood over to the Sejuani, but one kill gets taken back by Vex.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I would say an even trade, but this whole wave in mid lane is going to crash under Vex's tower. She is looking...
Vex loses a lot for that trade. It's mostly because she doesn't even have TP as well, choosing the Ignite, and that's the deficit of having that there. You lose just around about 10 minions to the tower.
Very true, but one could argue that she got the kill in return with the Ignite, so maybe worth.
Yeah, at least she was able to pick up one kill. As Set is crashing a wave into the top lane, nothing is happening too much, as it seems like both junglers will be going for their scuttle crab very shortly. There may even be a double scuttle from Poppy if she does decide to do so. But Poppy's been playing around the top side, which I was not expecting. Expecting her to go for the bot side here, but I guess everybody each to their own.
Yeah, very true. Seems to just be full clearing and indeed batting towards the bot side scuttle. Yes. Slightly ahead of the Sejuani as well.
Yeah,
that might be right.
The red team does have pressure on both sides, so Poppy is able to go into the enemy jungle. There's a fight between them, but they're just slapping each other for now. It is looking like bot lane and mid lane having the prior does give Poppy the Skull Crab, making her have an even bigger lead. But the gold deficit of what happened in the mid lane does mean that EB does have a 0.3k gold lead.
Yeah, very true. Will that gold lead mean a lot in the later ends of the game is what we're gonna find out. Because this Kog'Maw is kind of late game scaling, so we'll see if he can just survive on that low budget and thrive.
Yeah, now that's the thing with Kog'Maw. If you leave him alone for too long, he turns into an absolute behemoth in the game. And it's looking like Zet has so much pressure in this top lane. It's looking like Ornn isn't able to do anything as Poppy is looking for the mid lane. We do see that Silas is going and uses all of his abilities. He has no way of escaping except for running as fast as he can. No flash is up. Vex is super low, so she needs to be careful. And Silas is running for the hill, trying to do anything he can. He has no support from anyone. He's trying to run as far. The blast cone is there, but a stun coming out. And the W from the Poppy does mean that she will secure the kill. And that is going to be a kill over the Poppy.
Yeah, really nice. Well played, good fight. Does mean on the other end that Sejuani is gonna try and get this dragon. That's quite bulky actually to take by herself, but she's got enough time, it seems.
Yeah, but Vex is poked out in the mid lane, so isn't able to contest it there. And bot lane will be able to move for him as well, so it wasn't too bad at all. Ornn doesn't have any mana left as Set does hit over to the level 6. So Set is in a position where he could maybe go for the tower dive.
Very true. This Mountain Drake, really nice pickup for the side of EB. Get those tanky tanks, those front lines that Sivir's gonna have to shred through. Even more tanky.
Yeah, we're talking about how Eternal Blizzard does like the late game, and getting these early Drakes really gives them another 5 minutes to not worry about the Mountain Soul, or maybe even secure it for themselves. So everything's really going their way.
Very true, except for this top side where they have a lot of pressure from the set.
Yeah, take a look at Poppy in the top lane. She is looking for a dive. Ornn is so low. The Haymaker does come out. It does so much damage. Only one more hit, and a flash away from Set means it's going to be a 1-for-0.
Very nice played by the side of PRI. They dived that pretty well. Good communication.
Yeah, good job to this Poppy. We were talking about how important this champion can be in the early game. Is trying to steal away the blue buff from Sejuani. Sejuani has no idea, but she will get there in time. Only Poppy Smite is up, so this should be getting taken away. But take a look, Silas is moving. Same with the Vex. They may be looking for a fight here. The Ornn Horn comes out, but she is just too far away, and it does not connect. Vex is in a bad situation as Lulu goes up as well. Set is in the back line, trying to do anything, but is getting polymorphed here. It is 2 versus 3. It's looking like it's absolutely devastating for Primordial Gaming as they do get taken out a 3-for-1.
Absolutely unlucky there. A 3-for-1 for the side of EB indeed. Yeah, good rotations. They all came down upon them. They tried to respond from the side of PRI, but wasn't quite enough.
Poppy was just looking for a little bit too much. She went for the top lane gank. She was able to get the kill and thought that she was able to take away the blue buff from the Sejuani. She was able to secure it, but just the Silas able to move in the Ornn as well first, meaning that it was going to be a 2 versus 4 for the start of the fight. Lulu roaming up as well means that it was going to just be a loss from there. As Ornn is going for a little bit of a look in the mid lane. He hasn't been spotted out yet. Nobody expects the top laner to do an Adam and walk to this mid lane. So Vex might be in a dangerous situation, but Poppy as well is looking to the bot lane. Could be a 3 versus 3. Both junglers are here.
Yes, this would be the first bot side action so far.
It's looking like they are just trying to set up a freeze there to make sure that Kog'Maw isn't able to farm without getting poked out, as Ornn is stealing away farm, knowing that he doesn't need to be in the top lane right now. So Poppy's looking in the mid lane. Silas can't dash out. The Vexar does go through. Hasn't taken a year, waiting for the stun. The stun does come out. Is that enough damage? With no ignite means that he will escape as Ornn is finally joining in the fray, but he just doesn't deal any damage just yet.
Yeah, I really like the...
As another fight does happen, as we weren't able to spot it, but it's looking like Sejuani was still in that bush. I mean, that is going to be a kill over to the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, very true. Sejuani just taking her sweet time, making sure that wave can be pushed in, and even grabbing a kill on the side. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, they tried to do a counterplay with the Poppy gank, but barely escaping. Meanwhile, this set just getting all the plates.
Yes, Set is able to pick up 3 plates, but in the bot lane they're able to pick up 2 plates themselves, and Ornn's in a little bit of a dangerous situation. Set pulling him back, meaning he won't get to the tower, but one flash does get him to safety, and this Ornn is just getting bullied in this early game.
Yeah, true. I must say, not quite what we expected, but very exciting to see actually that they're going for these dives on the top lane and trying to get the set ahead.
Yeah, now the only problem is they haven't been able to get this on too far behind, being 1-1 and 2, and only 8 CS behind. It's looking like everything that Poppy's trying to do in this early game isn't going exactly to plan, as you do have Silas and Kog'Maw just farming up this whole entire game. We know how dangerous they can be when they get their key items.
True. And these key items we're looking for, it looks like a Borg or maybe an Immortal Shield Bow. I'm not quite sure what the people build these days, but
A Mortal Shield Belt is usually the first item you do get on Kog'Maw, but a Borg would give him some early game damage. Twitch has been building it quite recently. I haven't seen it on Kog'Maw, but it could definitely be an option.
very true. And Sivir also building Tour Mythic, and perhaps we'll already see a fight break out at the next dragon.
Yeah, and this is just what Sejuani's been doing all game, just trying to take everything away from this bot lane. As Sivir has been getting caught out, polymorphed as well, a flash away, but it just isn't enough. This Kog'Maw is on a killing spree here, picking himself up 1 kill and 1 going over to Sejuani, and now they're just able to take the full jungle away if they want, but they decided to go for Dragon.
Looks like a Hextech Drake will be picked up for the side of EB. It does make you wonder what the soul will be. What are we hoping for here?
I would expect it to be, let me take a look, they already have a mountain. I'm expecting that it could be an Ocean Soul. That's probably the one I would expect to be the best for them. Allows them to get a little bit more tanky, but it's looking like it will be the Inferno as it rips across the studio.
That's definitely exciting as well. More damage is always something you want to look for in this meta, right?
Yeah.
Definitely on Kog'Maw with his W, might in range, little AoE damage.
Yeah, now the Infernal Soul is really good with anything that is poke damage. So if you have a Corki on a team and you have that, you are so happy. So the side of Eternal Blizzard don't really enjoy this too much, but it's never bad to have a little bit of damage, as Ornn is trying to get picked off here, but the W just does not land, so Ornn is able to jump away to safety.
Yeah, that seems to be the name of the game. Ornn escaping or not escaping with his life, barely.
Yeah, Ornn's just taken so much damage for his team, giving up so much pressure just to make sure that his Kog'Maw is able to farm in peace.
Definitely. A little tank sacrifice is sometimes needed.
Yeah, first tower has gone over to the Set, so he does have quite a bit of gold into his pocket, but we'll have to see if Set is able to carry his team to victory. This mid lane has quieted down for a little bit, as Silas has got a bit of a CS lead. With how many times that this mid laner has died in some awkward situations, he's lost enough to make sure that Vex does have a lead.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really excited to see how it goes into the third and maybe fourth rig as well, because it's really, to me, it's really anyone's game still. Even gold. Slightly ahead on Drakes on the blue side, but who knows.
Silas still Vex his ultimate, tried to use it, but just isn't close enough, as Nami is looking like she's getting caught out, but her team is there to keep her protected. The ultimate's coming out from everyone. Vex uses hers, but does not jump back. It's looking like it's going to be a 0 for 0, but Silas has another idea by engaging. The Ornn comes out as well. It's ults for ults, but nothing is connecting like they want, as we do see Poppy does go in a little bit too far, and this might be her death, but a flash away does keep her to safety, and Set, the main carry for the team, has finally arrived. The ultimate comes out, and it's all up to this Kog'Maw if he can deal enough damage. Everybody is so low from each team. The Haymaker has finally been used, and it picks up 1 kill as Poppy does stun the Silas. Silas does get killed. Does Vex get as well? But no, the shield coming out from Poppy keeps him to safety. It's such a close fight from all, but it's looking like Ornn is going to fall as well, making it a 3 for 0 to Primordial Gaming.
Yeah, I really like this from the side of Primordial. Really all collapsing onto these 3 characters that we're going for. I think a blue buff on the side of PRI. And yeah, really coming out on top, I would say.
Yeah, the kills are going over to a few different players on the side of Primordial Gamers. There is no big carry yet, but this does mean that they will most likely finish their first items, at least on the Vex and the Civ, as we do see the boots and the Kraken Slayer coming out from them. So they're going to be having a lot more damage for the next fight, and they cannot be giving up another Drake.
Very true.
But take a look at the gold graph here. You can just see how important that fight was to win from the side of Primordial Gaming. They did have a few times of the game where they were losing, but were able to bounce back here, giving themselves over a 2k gold lead.
And really just in time, right 2 minutes before this third Drake that's gonna spawn, and we give them the side of EB an Oceans, or like Oceans, what's it called? Infernal Soul Point.
Yes. Infernal Soul Points, so we're going to have to see if they're able to pick up this. But Set was so huge in that fight, it was able to tank up so much because of the gold that Poppy was able to secure onto him, as we do see that they are going to be focusing on this bot side, maybe going for the tower, but deciding that they just want vision because they know how important this next Drake is.
Yeah, very true. They're setting up quite early. Kokma a little bit alone on the spot side. Might be joined by Lulu in a bit.
Sejuani will spot them out, or will the Poppy spot out Sejuani as she does engage? You could just see how much damage base she does. Silas just isn't able to engage as well, and it's looking like the red team are just dominating the spot side.
Meanwhile, Ornus opted to go for the top side tower, and the side of PRI might be looking for a dive here.
Poppy is behind them. They are only 2 versus 5. TPs are not out for anyone, so they are looking for the engage. They do go in, and that is one dead cog more. Vex does look again, finally goes in, but she just doesn't have enough to get the kill with the Lulu ultimate. The Ornhorn comes down. It's a 3 versus 4. They need to play this live. They want to win the fight. Poppy engages onto Silas. Silas goes back in, and Nami is looking like she is going to die, but a flash over the wall with the arm means that the kill will get secured. Sejuani finally joins the fight as well, and it's Set against the world. Is he able to do anything against this 3-man? He is against tank, so we know how strong can be, but CC into CC means that it's going to be an ace from Eternal Blizzard.
Wow, what a fight. So many summoners used on both sides. I saw I think like 10 flashes almost, 9, 8. No clue.
That was a lot of flashes coming out from both teams. Kokmo does still have his flash up, which is very important as they do pick up the third and get themselves onto Soul Points. As we quickly take a look at the goal graph, we can just see how far ahead the team of Eternal Blizzard have got themselves, going from a 2k gold deficit, getting themselves up to a 1k gold lead.
Yeah, the gold really seems to be shifting quite a lot this game, going back and forward. And I must compliment the side of PRI for this nice aggression on the bot side. It did look like in the end they chewed off a little bit too much.
Yeah, we could take a look at the player gold here. We can see the Set does still have the most gold, knowing that how many resources have been put into him, with the Silas right behind him. And then you just see so many blue players there. It's looking like just the mid lane and AD carry, who are meant to be the carries for Primordial Gaming, just haven't had the attention they needed this game. But we need to talk about that last fight. They tried so well with this engage in the bot lane. It was looking so good, getting themselves the first kill. But then when Vex went in again, she tried to bite off more than she can chew. The rest of the team followed afterwards. And because they used so much to make sure the Cogmore was dead before the fight, they had nothing left anymore, allowing the Silas to just take over that fight. Vex is in a little bit of danger. That is so much damage from the Silas. Nami is trying to keep him alive, but it just isn't enough. And that might be Silas's doom, but it isn't, as Silas is going to be able to get out. Haymaker does come through, finally picks up the kill. Poppy stuns another, and that is going to be a double over the Poppy.
That's a very big Set ultimate right there. Big Haymaker. Really showing.
Looking for the Ornn. They may have enough damage for this. Ornn doesn't have any more leaps here, as Poppy does stop it, so it's all up to the Sivir. Does she have enough damage? And that is going to be another kill secured.
Really, Ornn living.
Be Baron if they wanted.
Perhaps, yeah, they might go for it with Kokma on the bot side. He was...
Oh, it's 18 minutes. My bad. Okay.
Oh,
my bad.
You know,
my bad.
Happens.
It happens. You know.
I was gonna say.
That's the League of Legends brain in me of just we killed him. Baron.
Baron.
Drake. Baron Drake. That's literally how my game goes. But no, the reason that Primordial Gaming was able to win that fight is Kokomo was nowhere to be seen. He's so close to getting his 2-item power spike, he only needs around about 500 gold to secure, as Rift Held is getting contested here by Sejuani. We're going to have to see if she does want to go for the smite. Who secures it? It looks like Poppy was able to take it out.
Yeah, definitely. Looked like she was gonna get it there for a second, really confidently walking up, but seems like Poppy was the better smiter today.
Yeah, no, Poppy was able to smite it away. But Eternal Blizzard may have lost the last fight there. The gold lead has only swinged over to 1k to Primordial Game, and it keeps going back and forth. It's like a dance that these teams are doing with the gold lead here, as we do see the Dragon will be spawning in the next 2 minutes. So this is going to be a big thing for Eternal Blizzard. If they're able to pick up this Dragon and get themselves the Infernal Soul, I don't think they're going to be losing the fight.
Yeah, it will definitely be hard for the side of PRI to really win a fight 5v5 head-on against EB then. But if they could continue to look for these rotations and look on these side lane picks, it will be really interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah, also with the Kokomo dealing AD damage and AP, but mostly dealing AD, on the side of Primordial, I don't see that much armor coming out from either the teams. I don't actually see any armor coming out.
Yeah, mostly magic resist on the Poppy, perhaps for the, I suppose, AP side of Kokomo, of course. The max HP, yes. W, and also ultimate, I believe, right?
It does also give her a little bit of speed up as well with the Force of Nature, so it allows her to get the engages that she doesn't want, because if she's able to get onto this Kokomo, he's just not able to do anything. But we keep talking about this Kokomo. Silas is another big threat that Primordial does have to deal with. He's been dealing so much in this fight, killing the Vex in the last fight and almost killing off the support as well. As Set may be in a bit of a dangerous situation. He is walking straight into the face, but Poppy and Nami are right there by his side, and it's 2 tanks. We know they don't deal enough damage to kill the Set. Lulu has joined the fight. The On-Horn comes down, gets a double stun, a flash away from Sejuani, trying to keep her to safety. The Poppy just gets her out. I mean, the Silas is going to be all on his lonesome. I mean, it's going to be a 1-0 from Primordial. But they may have not decided to stop here. Poppy may be looking with a little bit of a speed up, but that seems to be the fight. And that is so important, as there's only 10 seconds up for the next fight. They know they can't win the 4v5. Poppy might be looking for a dive here. Nami is right by her side, making sure that if Poppy does want to go, she will be able to survive it, as the Rift Health doesn't go and get the bomb tower.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be backing off towards this Dragon and starting it up. Now the side of EB, are they going to contest this?
Dragon has been started. Sejuani does have smite up, so it is trying to take this, but Sejuani is just getting absolutely obliterated in this fight. It's looking like Kokomo does get a bit of damage off. Everybody is so low on the side of Eternal Blizzard, and it's all up to Sejuani. We know she doesn't have flash up anymore, and she just can't pick anything up. Silas has joined the fight. He has been stunned into the wall, but nothing is coming of it. Looks like both teams are going to be backing off here.
Yeah, it really looks like PRI is winning the range game here, as they are having this Sivir and Vex kind of zoning off the carries. Sejuani almost getting melted there. Same for the Set on the side of PRI. But in the end, coming out on top with this Dragon, which is really important to deny the soul.
Yeah, so them coming off the soul means they have another 5 minutes to keep farming up, which may be a good thing for Primordial, but I would say it's better for Eternal Blizzard, because remember, they do have the Kokomo that is just continuously scaling, and he finally does have the 2 items, but he still needs that Rage Blade. When he finally gets to that 3rd item spike, maybe in the next 5 minutes, he's going to be a completely different team fight.
Yeah, time is definitely on the side of EB here, as they would like to get more items onto this Kokomo, even skill, even harder.
Silas was looking for something in the enemy jungle, but there just isn't anything there. Everybody should be looking around this balance, so the vision game is what is important. So we're going to have to see if Poppy does go over. She is in a little bit of a dangerous situation here. We do know that this Sejuani will go and contest her, but her team should be right behind her. It's looking like the wards are just the main thing that people are going to be fighting over. Both junglers going for it, just being so tanky.
Yeah, looks like the tanks are just gonna do the good old vision dance and dance around for wards back and forward. Not much engage happening here.
They just need to be very careful to not go too far and push themselves up too much. Ornn and Set both do have TPs. They can join the fight if they like, but we'll have to see if they are just going to keep pushing, because nobody has really taken proper control of this Baron just yet. It's looking like the red team are finally being able to do it, but Silas may have been getting caught out, may have gone a little bit too far. He does have flash and a dash away. We're going to have to see if that is enough. Takes the ultimate from Vex, does use it, does not hit anyone, and that means that he is going to die. Use the Zhonya's to give his team a little bit more time. The team will get taken out, as we do see Kog'Maw in the mid lane trying to get a little bit of the tower there.
Silas absolutely getting blown up, and it looks like they're gonna start the Baron right away off that kill.
We're going to have to see if the full team is going to contest it or it's just going to be the Sejuani. It is looking like they are going to give it up, and that is going to be a devastating defeat from the side of Eternal Blizzard.
Yeah, definitely. They keep going for these nice side lane rotations where they instantly go for the pick and shut him down and get some objectives right after that. Really well done.
Yeah, it was just a big mistake coming out from the Silas there, which did cause that play. However, they do only have Baron for the next 3 minutes, and they are so close to this ocean, or sorry, this mount or infernal cell. We finally got there.
There we go.
There we go. When they finally get that infernal cell, this fight are going to be very dangerous for Primordial to take.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what they can do with this Baron in the next couple minutes. Perhaps a couple hard pushes for some fights. We'll see. Ornn also getting the Frozen Heart against the Sivir and Set. Really nice pickup.
One thing I really like about the Ornn is that he's pushing out these sideways, meaning that they won't be able to look for this bot lane or even the top lane. The only place they can push in is the mid lane, which they are trying to defend as much as possible, as it's looking like everybody on the side of Primordial is here.
Yeah, they're really focused on getting a stir down, which is a couple autos away from falling down. We'll see if they can get it with this Sivir, who's just very easy to push with.
Primordial does have a 3k gold lead, which isn't too much at this point of the game, as Set is trying to look for the Ornn, but Ornn does jump away to safety as the first tower does fall from this Baron play.
It looks like the side of PRI will back off right after that and look for setup on this dragon.
Yeah, they do have the Baron for the Dragons. They won't be able to contest it, sadly. So Eternal Blizzard will most likely have to give this up. Wait a second, this might actually be slightly dangerous from the side of Primordial. They have given up all control of this Baron, or sorry, from this Dragon. So the side of Eternal Blizzard can walk in right now. This is a big mistake coming out from Primordial, giving them the space to be able to contest this fight. As Set is still in the top lane as Ornn's here. It could be a 4 versus 5. They take it.
That does seem to FTP up, so can join when needed.
The Dragon has not been started up yet. As Kog'Maw is getting a bit of damage in. The Ornn comes out and Set is nowhere in sight. Finally gets a TP into the backline. Going to have to see if that's enough. They're able to disengage. Silas tries to go in, but Set is finally here and he finally arrives with a big ultimate, but it just isn't enough as Vex has used the ult. Poppy goes in. Vex as well, as Sivir's finally dealing the damage. It's all against Kog'Maw and Sivir, which AD carry deals enough damage, and it's looking like both will get taken out. So it's all up to the Silas and the Poppy to be doing enough damage. Silas has been taken out, and it's looking like it is going to be a win for Primordial. Just one more kill away, and the Dragon will be going over to them.
Yes, big fight, even with the Kog'Maw. Kinsu's Rage Blade doesn't seem like it's quite enough. Assist Set at a lovely flank, and Poppy almost going down to the Ornn as well.
It's looking like the second Drake has gone over, as just Poppy has just been doing so much for the team, getting so much CC down and alleviating so much pressure from his back line. As they do pick up the dead man's mean, this Poppy's going to be even faster, and this Set is going to be looking for a reset.
Yeah, it really does seem like this Poppy pick is all about that speed, even with the key rune as well. Going for the fast in and outs, fast engages, fast stomps, I must say.
Yeah, Kog'Maw did have key items he needed in that last fight, but he just wasn't able to do enough. He was in a situation where he just team is so far behind now that it's looking so terrible for them as it's gone up to a 9k gold lead for the side of Primordial.
Yeah, definitely. And I really think from the side of EB, I would really like to see them going and preparing for this next Drake, as I do think the Soul will really make a change in this 5v5.
This Poppy has no single care in the world, just going in and just knowing how tanky that she is. The ultimate does come out from the Sejuani, but just no follow up, meaning that Primordial game is just going to take over this jungle.
Yeah, we've really seen Poppy being aggressive all game actually, and trying to go for these blue buffs, especially as she does like that mana and cooldown.
Yeah, but Baron will not be spawning for the next 1 minute 30, so that's the only time at the side of
No worries. As we'll take it over.
Find a way to get somebody out.
A little bit. I'll take it over for a bit, yeah. We do have a little timer here indeed until the Baron spawns. Where they will be looking for a little bit of sufficient setup again. And perhaps even more items on the Kog'Maw. Does seem like he's building Borg next, which does seem a big pickup again.
Lay, am I alive, man?
Are you back?
Am I alive?
You're alive.
Hello, hi,
Welcome
sorry,
back.
UK Wi-Fi. Guys, I'm sorry. Okay,
worries.
alright, I am back. Okay, has anything changed? Has Eternal Blizzard done anything? Have they won yet?
Well, we're still waiting for the Baron to spawn, and they're looking for a little bit of vision setup around that. It does seem the PRI are waiting patiently for that to spawn, as Ornn is engaging on his own here.
Yes, Ornn is engaging. It's looking like the engage was as terrible as my Wi-Fi, as he does need to go running for the heals. And I am not talk. I'm with someone even worse, and I'm not going to be surprised. My Wi-Fi is my Wi-Fi. Yes, my Wi-Fi.
Your Wi-Fi
should
is
be okay. All right. Okay, as Ornn does go in for an engage, the Ornn horn comes down, but just nobody is behind him, and he will get taken out. This is the problem when your Eternal Blizzard is. If you don't have a perfect team fight, you just aren't going to win it. You need to play the perfect front to back. And even then, I don't think you're going to win. This Set and Poppy just feel tankier than the rest of your team.
Yeah, perhaps with this Kog'Maw shred, they'll get through this Poppy and Set, but it does look like they're a little bit faster on the engages, a little bit more aggression. And
Baron has been getting taken down. It is so low, so we're going to have to see if Sejuani's able to get in, but just isn't close enough. Silas is going to be running. They may be looking for a fight here. Kog'Maw is starting to deal damage in these fights. Vex does get the engage, does get the stun down, and that is going to be one. No, he's still alive. This Kog'Maw is still alive, and this is so important that Lulu was able to do enough there, and it's looking like Primordial Gaming just took the fight they did not want. They should have got the Baron and gotten out. Sejuani re-engages onto the Poppy. It's just all up to this Kog'Maw if he's able to catch up, but no, and this Kog'Maw did it. He was able to stay alive in that fight. He was able to shred through, and this means that Eternal Blizzard can get a little bit more of a foot grip onto this map and may be able to Drake soon.
yeah, definitely, and I really want to highlight the Silas, Freeman, Everfrost there that really set up the fight in a right way. And it looks like Ornn is going for this top tower. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. Now, one thing I want to talk about is take a look what she's up on the side of Eternal Blizzard. They still have the Kog'Maw, they still have the Lulu, and even both their tanks have Flash as well. I mean that this Kog'Maw is going to be even harder to kill in this fight than he was the last. But Fire Drake has spawned. This is a big turning point from the side of Eternal Blizzard if they want to fight. If they're able to take it, this could be the change of the tide.
Definitely, and looks like the side of EB is here first. With Ornn on the flank. Diablo?
Ornn on the flank. Kog'Maw does go in. The Haymaker does come through. But Flash is able to keep him out to sea, but the stun from Vex mean that the Kog'Maw is going to come, and so much damage from the side of Eternal Blizzard is not there anymore. I mean that the Sivir is able to do whatever the hell she wants, but the Silas tries to do something about it, but it just isn't going to happen. Now it's going to be another Drake over to Primordial.
Yeah, Vex getting the triple kill here, really sweeping over the fight really nicely with those resets.
Vex clutching up, able to get the stun onto the Kog'Maw, meaning that just he wasn't able to escape from it at all. Maybe some CC or some cleanse could help in the next fight.
Yeah, perhaps. And this flash will be down actually for the next fight. Looks like the side of Pure Eye is just gonna run it down mid and get this inhibitor. Are they looking for more? No, it does seem like they're gonna back off and play the patient. So, play the patient game and get those resets, spend that gold, and come out back on the map even stronger.
Yeah, Primordial have been a 6-8 gold lead, which isn't too important. Everybody has got to their main item spikes. They are going to be resetting with the last little bit of Baron they have left, as Anathema's Chains has been taken by the Poppy, meaning that this Kog'Maw is going to do even less damage in this fight. As it's sad to see that the Kog'Maw just isn't able to do enough at all. If he's able to survive, he's able to kill the full team, but it just isn't looking like it's working out for him so far.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times where if the fight is set up right, he does seem to be able to like deal a bunch of damage, big AoEs with that Hurricane, with the even Tiamat picked up right now. But the side of Puri is looking for those engages the whole time. So Kog'Maw really has to play perfectly to not get caught out or even be engaged on really.
Baron will not be spawning for the next 2 minutes and Dragon for another 3. So it's going to be a little bit of a stalemate for now. Both teams just trying to farm up as much as possible, unless somebody's able to find a pick.
Definitely for the side of EB, it's going to be more farm, get even stronger to that point where they have to fight, where they have to make a move. And that will be one of the deciding factors for this game.
Everybody is trying to get and finish their last items. There's only a few players on the team who are only on 3 and a bit. That's going to be the Ornn and the Sejuani. Everybody else has been hunting for their last item.
It looks like even more armor pickup for Sejuani, as they're not too scared about the MR.
But take a look at this gold. We were talking about how important this Kog'Maw is from the side of Eternal Blizzard, and he does have the most gold on the team. But when the rest of your team doesn't have enough gold at all, it will not be going well, as they may have walked themselves into a death bush. Kog'Maw is going to be near the front of the fight. It's all up to him. He does get engaged on the
big
as well, as he gets ulted away from the team. So this means it doesn't have damage, so both people are going to be getting taken out, the mid laner, the jungler, and even the top laner here. Yeah, it's just looking devastating from the side of Primordial. This Kog'Maw just was taken out by the Poppy. They've been able to make sure this Kog'Maw wasn't able to play any of these fights. Vex stopping him in one, having the Poppy stop him in other, as Poppy is going to be looking for the stun, but just isn't able to land. The Vex right behind him means that he will get taken out. And there are going to be some big F timers coming up, having at least 10 seconds on every single player except for Lulu. There's only 2 towers and a Nexus in the middle of Primordial, and getting the win. Here, 1 tower goes down, 2 towers goes down, and it looks like it's going to be a win for Primordial Gaming.
Yeah, really well played by both sides. It was a really up and down game, gold-wise, and really momentum-wise as well. But Primordial Gaming coming out on top, which was perhaps not expected.
Yeah, no. It was a Primordial and from Eternal Blizzard. There's just a few mistakes coming out from both, meaning that they weren't able to secure the win here. For Eternal, I believe if they got a team combo where they had maybe a little bit more prio in the lanes, or played the team fights maybe slightly differently, or 1 or 2 of them, it could have gone their way.
Yeah, hard agree. Definitely agree.
Well, Flate, today, who do you think was the MVP of that game?
That's a good question, right? We get to vote to those. I'm gonna have to give it to the Poppy, I think, for the showed aggression throughout all the game, I do think honorable mention to Set, of course, with a big team fight show up. But I do think this Poppy was really the catalyst for a lot of gold leads.
Well, I personally believe that the Poppy in the early game definitely should take the MVP there. However, I do want to give a big shout out to the Vex. Was able to secure so many like stuns onto that Kog'Maw into the late game team fights, meaning that he wasn't able to do anything at all. Eternal Blizzard, I will have to say, the Silas was scary in the middle of the game. So well played to all of those players, but the MVP for me would have to go to the Poppy as well.
Very well.
Yes, but everybody in chat, you can vote for yourselves. Because remember, we're only two people. You're a whole entire Twitch chat. You can decide who is going to be the MVP. Now, I got to ask Jed Paul, will we going on a small break, or we still talking? Okay, so what is going to happen, everyone? We're going to go over to the analyst desk. My voice and my internet, I think, needs a small little break, and then we will be back for another game of League of Legends. So I'll see you guys soon.
Yes, and I welcome back our crew as well. What a game that was, man.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, what a game. What so many turning point during the game. I was really excited by the early of Prime, and then on the catch in the jungle when the Puppy decided to invade, and the Sejuani who came at the right time, and then through like 3 kills and let the jungle and the mid laner to come back, and then they do the same when the Sylas goes in a fight they shouldn't go in. And it was so many times that Prime or Eternal Blizzard could have closed the game by a snowball move or a fight to avoid or a catch, and that was the same thing on the side of Prime. But I think the set was a main point on in the end game fight, like with the control and the damage on someone, when you can just click on someone, bring him, stun 3 people, and let your civil literally destroy the entire team. That was
Hmm.
really insane game from the top laner of Prime.
Yeah, exactly, and he deserves an MVP vote from someone, at least someone. So please vote for him. But my vote goes to the Poppy. Poppy was so pivotal in winning this game. It was actually crazy how good. Let me see the name. Alefeld was in this game, and he made some amazing plays and really game-breaking plays. But trust me when I say these teams will have a rivalry if they are in the same division. And the way this game went, I think they will end up in the same division, Division
Yeah,
One.
it shouldn't be surprising with players like this pop in this set. But also, I want to give a point to the Vex on the last fight that did an insane job by literally one-shotting 2 people on the Eternal Blizzard teammates. That was really the damage that the Vex had accumulated were really well used in the last fight and permitted um, all of the members of Prime to go in and literally close this game that was, I think, not lasting too long, but that a game that should have been ended earlier in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, amazing game after all. But we have to prepare for the next game. Next up is Lost Time versus Altera Astaroth. Interesting game. Lost Time new as well, and Altera Astaroth I think as well. Um, do you know anything about these teams?
I don't know that much, so I'm gonna say the same thing that I said for the game we just watched. Like, you can make an idea of who you wanna follow on the game, on the players, depending of what is happening on the first fight, the first roams, the first moves in the solo lanes. Like for example, when you get someone that that sort of kills like 2, 3, 4 times his opponent, you can see if he uses the right resources and if it will be useful for his team of, or if it could be a waste of resources that could have been on someone else. Like it's really important. The early game in nowadays in League of Legends is can redetermine if a teammate can be the main pillar of your team of, or if it will be a support for another art carry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting lots of questions. Joe, can we start draft? You can start draft on LOL draft. So that should be good. The lobby is set also already. And just going a quick shout out to the big, beautiful files that Savage Mikas gave us.
Mm.
According to his power rankings, this is the interesting part. According to his power rankings, where, oh, why did I close that? Oh my god, why am I never prepared? Lost time is the lowest rank according to him,
Mhm.
and Altera Astaroth is the sixth ranked. So if Mikas is right, Altera Astaroth will win this.
I think we can always be surprised by some people nowadays. And that's what we're waiting from a great League of Legends match. That we could be really surprised by some moves, some really clutch gameplay, and some fight and decisions that can disappoint the enemies. And that's what makes a great game of League of Legends. That the fact that you can never know who will take the advantage and how he will use it.
Yeah, exactly. So we will take a short break until the game has started. We will be back really soon. So now I need to.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are sound from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Oh, Dreadpool, imagine having things to do. I missed dinner for this. I hope you understand. Everybody in Twitch chat, remember, I am dying from like starvation because of you guys.
And
But
then,
you know what?
And then I saw I had my mic muted. So
Yeah.
let me start over. Welcome back to the SLE Split 3 stream. Round 1, Game 2 of today, Lost Time versus Altera Astaroth. And once again, I'm joined by Zethos FLA today. So
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Guys, if you did not know, I am starving right now. I haven't been fed all day and I'm missing out for dinner for just you guys and these incredible games. So if these games don't live up to the hype, I swear to God, I won't be here for the third.
Well, don't worry about that. We'll have a exciting max for sure. And don't forget to hydrate, guys. If you're not eating, at least hydrate in these temperatures.
Of course, everybody behind the scenes, I was doing the UK thing of complaining 24/7 about the heat here. But yeah, hope everybody is staying hydrated. But no, guys, let's talk about League of Legends here. How are we feeling about the two teams? How are we feeling about Lost Tide versus Astro?
Well, Dreadpool, you want to go first?
yeah, like I said earlier, Lost Time is an exciting team. And yeah, but they're gold and they're playing versus diamonds. So it might be a bit difficult, but if they are a team that works well, I think they can beat it.
Well, we have to remember that team synergy and really just overall playing together is also a big factor in this game.
Yeah, because that's... Go on.
Yeah, we got Lost Time. I believe it was set up by our boy Not Cautious Cat, a little bit of a somewhat veteran here. So we'll have to see if he can lead his team to, or her team, I don't know, their team, to victory against, I think it's former NSG, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Kevin Best SSD Paradise. I know them, they're NSG indeed.
Yeah, did a little bit of a rebranding here and converted to Altera, which is nice to see.
I would say that's a pretty cool name. I did get to play with Cat. Well, I did get to cast with Cat the other day, so I do wish him the best of luck. But, you know, as a caster, I can't be too biased here. But I've been hearing from you guys that one of these teams may be a little bit stronger compared to the other one.
Yeah, and throwing it back to Savage Mikas's power rankings, the difference is 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 difference, 10 teams difference.
10 teams. Quite a lot. So there is going to be a bit of a difference here. It's going to be a real underdog story if they're able to win it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I wonder, will Lost Time be able to defeat the 10 ranked higher? Yeah, the 10 teams ranked higher team. If they can,
Yeah,
I'm gonna love it.
but remember, this is only the start of the season. So all of the teams are trying to get used to the players they have on their teams. Because remember, practice makes perfect, and they really haven't had enough time to practice everything they want. I think the best way to win games here is by having a core identity for what your team needs.
Yeah, definitely. Whether that's either wombo combo, team fight, splitting, and even identifying really like good carry people, right? Maybe ADC, top lane, mid, whatever it is. And trying to play around those key players.
Yeah, like in that last game, we saw that Poppy was focusing around the top side, knowing that their team just wanted to get the top lane so far ahead, they were able to win. And that's really the identity you need for your team. You need to have a win con. And if you don't have a win con for your team, there's just no way you're able to win.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it to the caster desk so you two can have some fun with the draft.
Well, Dreadpool, thank you for joining us on the analyst desk. Or us joining you. He really knows at this point. But we are finally into draft. The first bans are coming out. It's looking like the infamous Trundle is going to get banned away from Lost Time. As on another infamous pick getting banned, it's looking like just some basic picks, except for the Aurelian Soul.
Yeah, really interesting. Oh, and the Samira as well. Twitch being a popular pickup nowadays as well. As we saw, I think yesterday or last week, we saw Brady on it.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Mad Knight is an Aurelian Soul player. I'm guessing he is because it was banned away, looking like they are trying to ban away some champions from him. As we do see the Tam Kench first pick can get turned around into the bot lane, pairing it up with a Senna or a normal AD carry, or maybe even putting it up to the top lane. A lot of things can be happening from that. But it's looking like Lost Time will be coming back with the Wukong and the Mouth fight. So having a little bit of flexibility, but it's looking like both these teams are just firing out their picks.
Yeah, definitely responding with the Akshan and Diana as well. Seems like Akshan can still be flex top and mid, so Tom Kench still flexible as well. And Lost Time really focusing around their top side first and leaving their bot lane up to counterpick, I suppose.
Yeah. Too Fluffy does finally pick in that flex. It's looking like the side of Lost Time are just going for that engage option, trying to get huge damage out from the team as Onterra Astroth are trying to go for a little bit more of a comp with I wouldn't say there's too much cohesion with Astroth.
Yeah, they're kind of picking here and there a little bit. Doesn't seem like they're picking. Okay, it doesn't seem like they're banning as well as quite. Oh, they're going for the wombo combo ADCs with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We may say that Lost Time might be the slightly weaker team, at least on paper. But when you have a team comp like this, if you're able to get to this late game, you're able to get these teams together and this good engage from Lost Time, there's no way they're going to be losing these fights. Well, the side of Altera Astroth has a little bit more of mechanical skill needed to play these champions. You need to make sure that you're able to stop their first engage and really get into these crazy bruisery type fights. Because when you get into them, that's where Altera Astroth is really going to be doing well.
Yeah, definitely. With their little bit of more of a brawl style, going back in and forward with the Akshan, getting that pickup and reviving maybe the whole team, half the team. You never know, as it can quite turn the fight around. While the side of Lost Time is definitely going for that wombo combo, so they got these important R cooldowns like the Malphite R, the Wukong R, and the Nahus and the Vex R.
Well, everybody, who will win in your eyes? Will it be Altera Astroth or will it be Lost Time? For me personally, I believe that Lost Time do have the better comps. I am going to go for the underdogs. I believe they're going to win.
Well, I must say they do have quite the ease of execution on their side, but I'm very interested in Altera, what they're trying to do with this comp, and see how they play around it. So I'll vote for the Astral this time.
Well, it's seeming like Yumi cannot decide, so it's up to Twitch chat to decide for us who they think is going to win. But no, I'm really liking the side of both comps. Seem like they both understand their identities. I'm expecting this Diana to be farming up to this level 6, waiting to get the Moonlight Sigil to get herself some early kills in this game. While on the Wukong, I'm expecting him to be focused around this bot lane. When you have a Nautilus on your team, there's no way nothing's going to be happening in this bot lane.
Yeah, for sure. With the instant CC, kind of follow up with the Jinx traps and the Nautilus hooks. It must be quite punishing for them to play. But the Renata pickups were really big here. I still try to disengage and maybe even counter-engage off that.
Yeah, with the Renata ultimate, when you go into it, you just start hitting each other. And when you have a Jinx and a Wukong just smacking your whole entire team, that is not going to be looking good for you. So if Altera Astroth is able to stop the first engage of lost time or get a pick before it even happens, that's the way they're going to win this game.
Definitely. And the side of Astaroth is probably looking to do a little bit of solo laning diff and kind of weak side the bot lane. Just play farm and protect on that side. And then perhaps Diana is going to look to get this Tom Kench and Akshan ahead for them to open up the map and kind of roam around.
Well, Altera Astroth should have priority in all 3 of the lanes because of just the amount of wave control they will have. So this Diana should be able to do what she wants in this early game, being able to take maybe even double Skull Crab.
Perhaps we'll see what she will do, and also what kind of build she will be going, because Diana has some versatile builds at the moment. I believe it's Nashus with Sunfire, or just full AP, if I remember correctly.
I am not too sure that is on you, but I do believe that Sunfire has been getting picked up a whole lot more for these teams. At least for junglers, I've been seeing Warwick picking it. I've even been seeing stuff like Hecarim Trundle, and there's just such a powerful item right now.
Exactly. Riot will probably notice it sooner or later. But nonetheless, we're almost about to go into this game. Any final thoughts you have on the matter?
It all depends on how these big team fights are going to be going to the late game. If Altera Astroth is able to use that early game priority and get themselves lead there, that's the way they're going to win. But if they get to this late game and they're even, I don't see a way that Lost Time is going to be able to lose these fights. The only thing that can be in their way is the Renata ultimate, is the hostile takeover. If she is able to do that, it could be a completely different fight.
Definitely, I'm really looking forward to these Drakes. See what they're going to do around it, how they're going to play around it. Will they trade on the other side? Will they force 5v5? We'll have to wait and see.
There's so many different ideas. One thing I did want to talk about was the Vex in the mid lane. Vex does to find a way to push out this wave and look for this bot lane or this top lane. I would most likely say bot, because if she's able to use her ultimate and get down there, there could be some early kills going that way.
Yeah, definitely. Like we saw last game, the Vex can be quite impactful in these team fights to get those resets and get that momentum for the team fight rolling.
Yeah, as a Vex avid player myself, I'm happy to see that she is in the meta. But we'll just have to see if Shadow Surge is going to have a big impact on this game. But we'll quickly take a look at the skins. Oh, I think it's a clear, easy win from the side of Lost Time. I think they have the best skins.
I must agree with you, as they have 3 skins over the 2 skins on the side of Asteroid. So that's just a straight up skin diff indeed.
Yeah, skin diff is what we'd like to see, but I don't think that too much early game aggression is going to be coming out. But it's all dependent on Lost Time. Going to be the team, if they want to make something happen in the early game in the level 1, they are going to be the ones to decide. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Wait a second. Give me a sec. I thought we were about to go in. One sec. Okay. I want to do this properly. We'll allow the production to get everything sorted. You know, League of Legends with a few bugs and glitches, and that's the real problem with it. But we will wait for Dreadpool to finally guess in. Dreadpool, I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting to do it. Welcome, everybody, to another game of League of Legends. We have Altera Astroth versus Lost Time. The Wombo combo versus the get down in your face and get dirty team. We do see that is an underdog story. Will Lost Tide be able to beat the team that is supposedly 10 teams above them? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it seems like there might be a little bit of an item. Is that am I seeing this right?
You do see that 2 people have not picked up their items yet, which is quite strange to see. It probably is just a mistake coming out from the players, but they have come out onto the map, so they do need to reset here. Mid lane and top lane have not started with items.
Perhaps this is one of their new base strategies, as they might go for a 10k no back challenge. We'll have to find out. But
well, maybe they are waiting for a key item. Again, a little bit of gold allows them to reset and get it. But I haven't seen anyone do that so far. So we'll have to see if any of the players will pick up the items. And no, it's not looking like it. It's looking like both solo laners from the side of Altera and Estrot deciding that they will not be picking up items here.
Really interesting. Waiting to see how that will work out for them, as they might get a little bit of an earlier mythic buy, but they have to starve in the meantime.
I'm just hoping that it is a idea and isn't just we're better than the enemy team, so we'll try not to take any abilities. Let's hope it wasn't that one there. But the side of Altera Astro in the bot lane, they, Seraphine and Renata, are not going to really be looking for anything in this bot lane. They're just going to try and poke out the enemy team and sustain everything that gets thrown against them.
Yeah, definitely. We see Biscuits on the side of Seraphine and triple HP potion on the side of Jinx. Even though they were nerfed a little bit recently, it doesn't matter. It will still get you through that laning phase quite nicely with that sustain.
Yeah, Diana had decided to go for a 6-camp clear, going from her blue buff all the way down to her red. While Wukong has gone for a little bit of a faster clear, going for a 4th-camp clear instead. There will be a contestation for this Scuttle Crab in the bot lane.
Yes, we do see finally Akshan getting his items. Double Longstar picked up. Does seem like a little bit of a strategy of a 3rd wave crash into base.
Yeah, priority coming out from the mid lane and the bot lane from the side of Lost Time does mean that the Wukong can pick it up for free. However, Diana is going for a 6-camp clear, so it isn't looking too bad for herself.
Yeah, she's probably quite power farming onto those level 6 when she will be looking for those big engages on the bot side that we talked about.
I may be mistaken. She is looking for the Scuttle Crab as well. Both players are going against each other. Now they finally have priority in this bot lane as well. I mean, it is going to be a 1-for-1 for now, but we do see Renata is walking up as well. Just because of the bot lane priority, it doesn't look like Diana was able to get a 6-camp clear into the Scuttle Crab as well.
Yeah, she's gonna have to take that away from the Wukong with that bot side prio that we talked about earlier. Perhaps even mid lane and top lane prio. We'll see.
Yeah, and it isn't even just a Skull Crab. If we take a look at what she is doing as well, she's able to pick up another crab as well, giving her a big lead in this game. Wukong making a big mistake of going for that Gromp before going for the Scuttle.
Yeah, just barely a little bit behind on tempo. Cast the bot lane to get that shove in and rotation. Watch that Scuttle Crab, giving Diana quite a little bit of gold ahead of the Wukong.
Yeah, but there is a significant gold lead in the mid lane, as we do see Akshan dealing a bit of damage in the mid lane, but both players from the side of Lost Time are there to make sure that nothing else is going to be happening. But yeah, this top lane, there isn't too much to be talking about. It's a Malphite versus Tam Kench. Tam Kench is going to win the one-on-one if he wants to, but it's just a slap fight for now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not expecting too much out of that pre-6, as Malphite will throw
There
some
is a
looks.
fight into the bot lane. Diana is hit. Only level 4 though. Ignite comes out. The flash forward from both teams, but just nothing connects, meaning that there is going to be one alive Jinx. Wukong does try and trade it by, again, a flash in the top lane.
Jinx just barely scratching out of there with double sums blown, which will be quite big for the next couple minutes. But staying alive here is quite big for her, as she'll get that first Noon Quiver pickup off that back.
Akshan is able to get in the way, but Wukong doesn't like him getting there without anything back. So Wukong does get a little bit of a trade. Wukong was spotted though, meaning that Diana and the bot lane from Astaroth will be taking this Drake.
Yeah, it does seem after that kill they're gonna go straight for this dragon and pick that up. Last time did get a reset, so perhaps they're gonna look to contest this. Doesn't seem like it, so quick pickup from Astaroth here after that bot kill.
Yeah,
Or not
and
bot
that's
kill,
the
barely
power
bot
of
kill.
having priority. Having the priority in the mid lane and the bot lane that we keep talking about is the reason they were able to pick them up. So level 6s are coming out from the solo laners. Vex and Akshan have reached it here. So we're going to have to see if there will be some fights in the bot lane that Vex can finally join.
Yeah, definitely. I'm expecting them to perhaps go a little bit towards the mythic and then look for those rotations, but you never know with these teams.
One thing I like about the Diana here, knowing that her bot lane needs to push out this wave, just resets in the bush nearby, so if the Wukong was looking for a fight, he was able to make sure that nothing was going to happen. As Catch gets in a big wave, but nothing too much, probably getting a ward down or clearing some.
Yeah, as we said earlier, just a little bit of a lick here, a little slap with the tongue there, a little rock thrown over the head. Nothing too
It's
scary.
been quite a slow early game with no kills happening in the first 7 minutes. This isn't the SLE I signed up for.
You signed up for the level 1 invades, the level 5 trades.
10 kills at 10 minutes, that's what I signed up for. 0-10 Yas. That's what I was looking for.
Exactly. Well, I don't see any Yasuos in game, so
But we do see that there is going to be 3 players onto Diana. The ultimate comes out from the Vex, does go in for it. Diana is so low, but the Blastcon might be able to get him out to safety. But the flash from the Wukong means that Diana is going to be going down.
yeah, nice pickup on this rotation by Vex. Nihilus as well here to kind of be there for mental support, as the bot lane will get some plates in return. I wasn't quite sure how Diana got there.
Well, behind Diana, she did also have the Nautilus going up for him as well. We do see that Malphite has been taken in the mouth of Tamkedge, but the ultimate away does get him out to safety. Alpha ult taken in this top lane.
Yeah, barely. Oh,
No, nothing will happen here. Diana is only level 5, not being able to farm up enough as Rifthold has finally spawned into the game.
yeah, we'll have to see if Diana chooses to go for this Herald. After the Malphite blown all the sums and Wukong being bullied away as well.
Akshan is just so powerful in this 1v1 lane because Vex doesn't have enough damage to poke him out of lane because of Akshan's healing. And on top of that, Akshan can just go in with the grappling hook, get straight in the face of Vex, and that's the one thing she does not want. She wants to keep you at an arm's length and poke you out and then go in for the full burst combo. It's the only way that she's able to make this mid lane work is by with the jungle's help.
Yeah, we'll have to see if she gets some jungle's help, or perhaps she's gonna look for some help on the other lanes and see if she can assist there.
As both junglers finally tick over to the level 6, and we were talking about how powerful this Diana is when she does get the ultimate. So we do see Nautilus is engaging, but a pushback from Renata does keep them both to safety.
Yeah, quite a big wave to engage on, so we're seeing
Go on.
We're seeing the Renata handshake and the Seraphine slow really working out at disengaging from this Nautilus.
Yeah, big back and forth coming out from both teams. But we can just see that just both teams are just trying to get as much priority as they can. As Diana has been focusing on the top side a little bit more, she will be started up the Rift Herald. While Wukong, we're going to have to see if he is going to be looking for something in the enemy jungle, as he is going to be pathing down.
Yeah, Wukong pathing down here, Diana pathing upwards onto the Herald. Looks like she started it. Yeah, looks like she started. Wukong gonna pick up this mid wave and perhaps even contest it.
Yes, we're going to have to see, but it is looking like it will be going over to the side of Astaroth, as they will be getting up this Rift Herald. I'm expecting it to be focused around this mid lane because of how powerful this Akshan is in this early game, and if you get him a lead, he can be so devastating in these brawly fights.
Yeah, unlocking this mid tower, opening that part of the map up will really allow this Akshan to roam around and kind of extend his lead onto the other lanes.
Dragon is going to be spawning in around about the next minute, so Kshan is going to be resetting for that, probably picking up almost his full item as he finally does. And this is the power of having this Kshan just farming up so well, having 86 CS in this game. Again, tower plates in the mid lane as well.
Yes, we do see the no item by Strat kind of working out as the mythic rush comes out for that Sean.
Yeah. It looked like it probably was a mistake coming out from him in the early game, but let's take a look at this Dragon. It has got priority by lost time, but the first Drake has gone over to Atrioc or Astaroth, as there is going to be a fight maybe happening here. Wukong does go away from the Dragon. Nobody really wants to stick themselves onto it here, as it just deals so much damage in this early game. As nobody is in the mid lane from the side of Lost Times, they may be able to get the full tower here if they want.
Yeah, looks like they're...
Riftheld has been spawned in the mid lane, so we're going to have to see if that is able to get the full tower, as it's so close. One more auto attack and that does go over to them, because nobody wanted to take that Dragon fight. Lost Time just lost out on their mid lane tower.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of traded the bot lane priority for the mid lane priority, and perhaps even got some plates onto Jinx, which is not too bad, as she is the hyper carry for that team. But looks like they're gonna be losing the Drake off that play.
Yeah, and it's looking like everything is going Astaroth's way. Was able to pick up the mid lane tower, was able to get that Dragon as well. So it's just looking like Lost Time needs to start doing something, needs to bring this Malphite down, as Vex has come to the top lane. Ultimate shields from both, meaning the Tamcatch has no way of escape. Vex ultimate just used perfectly, following the Tamcatch and picking up the kill.
Yeah, really nice rotation there from the Vex. Really showing some proactivity to help his Malphite out. Looks like Akshan is up there.
Proactivity from Vex, or sorry, from Akshan as well, trying to look for the top lane, but nothing will come of it yet, as there is only a 0.5k gold lead over to Astaroth, so it's anybody's game still.
Looks like Wukong
comes out by mistake onto the champion, as Diana is going to be getting engaged, getting a two-man knockup. Wukong is running for the hills. Jinx trying to deal as much damage as possible, but without one item yet, meaning that she will not be able to deal enough. Trying to clear this final wave with a flash out does get to safety.
Yeah, really good read by both Wukong and Diana, both being there for this play, for this wave shove-in. And it seems like side of Astaroth did come out on top.
Yeah, it looked like Diana was completely reading the play there, knowing that they were trying to look for a fight bot lane, so hid in the bush, got the re-engage onto the Nautilus and onto the Wukong, meaning they did secure the kills.
Yeah, we do have to remember no objectives up, so it will just be some kills over to the side of Astaroth. Nothing too crazy. And Diana building towards his Nasher Tooth, I believe. Yep.
Nash's Tooth is getting built towards, as it's looking like Tamcatch hasn't really joined any of these fights. He's just trying to soak up as much pressure as possible when people come up towards him, as there is still only a very slight gold lead onto the side of Astaroth, but it has gone up to around about 1.5k.
Yeah, and around 14 minutes, that's not really anything too crazy to be worried about for the side of Lost Time, as they're really trying to farm up towards Jinx power spikes for her to join these fights and for Malphite to join these fights and get those resets in.
Jinx usually hits a power spike around about the 3 item mark. However, when she does finish her first item, when she finished that Kraken Slayer, she is a lot stronger against these champions. That's why I talked about this Akshan getting his first item for that Drake, how crucial that was. As Vex is looking for this bot lane, it's not able to hit the first stun, meaning that she will not be able to go for this fight. As Nautilus is going in a little bit of a dangerous place, the Kraken Slayer just showing its worth, as Akshan is able to pick up the Nautilus in no man's land.
Yeah, and that's really the power of this Akshan pick, trying to punish these out of position and kind of hiding in the shadows to see where he can pick off any of these players.
Yeah, big mistake coming out from Nautilus. He wanted to roam up as Riftheld was spawning soon, but you just aren't able to go to the mid lane when you haven't lost your tower like that. So it is looking like they are going to be swapping the Vex to the bot lane and leaving it so Jinx has the mid lane. But Akshan is stiffing this out and is going to be looking for this Vex. You can just see by the way he's pathing in the jungle. But it's looking like he will only be taking the Gromp instead.
seems like with this presence, this bot lane tower also be picked up. As Vex looks like she wants to defend it, but Akshan being up here doesn't quite make that possible.
Yeah, Akshan, this is just the power of having a mid laner that is ahead and just a flash away with a few auto attacks off to him. The only good thing that Lost Time is doing is they do have top lane priorities. They can get the Nest Rift held if they want.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're going to position for it, and they have the vision set up as well.
Diana and Akshan are nowhere nearby. They are going to be running towards it, but I don't even think they're going to be getting here in time when you have 4 people bursting down this Rift held. Akshan is going to be looking with Diana. Tam Kench is moving down as well. TP coming out from the Seraphine. A big fight is brewing up. Is anybody able to get out? Coming out from both sides. Wukong does get the engage. The Encore comes out as well. It's just absolute chaos into the back. Diana gets a 3-man ultimate. Sonya's as well, picking up a kill. Ultimate does come out from the Vex. Has not taken it. Gets a 3-man stun. Killing 1, killing 2. And now it's all up to the Vex to do whatever she can, but it just isn't enough. This time catch is just too tanky to the enemy team. Jinx is running, does not have the chompers yet to get him out to safety. Tam Kench is running him down, and with 1 hook, meaning that he is going to get killed, and that is going to be an ace from the side of Astaroth.
Yeah, Astaroth coming out on top for this, right before Dragon Spawn. But Jinx getting those free kills is really important for her item spikes, because we were talking about those 2 free item spikes, but even at 1, she does seem to be able to like clean up the team fight and get those resets.
Yeah, I really want to talk about Wukong at the start of that fight. He had such an incredible engage, because you're in such an awkward position where you get pinched by a Tam Kench on one side and a Diana on the other, meaning that if you go either way, it will not look good for you at all. So Wukong needed to try and do something, and Wukong may be looking for something as well, maybe trying to steal this away. It's only on 2k, but he's just getting stunned to hell as he does get hit by the Tam Kench and licked to death.
Yeah, and the Stamkans really not allowing the Wukong to come anywhere near their Drake, eating him up and spitting him out.
Yeah, but to quickly go back to that team fight, that they're able to get a 3 or 4-man ultimate, I do believe, which was such a huge turning point from the side of Astron, allowing the Tam Kench to be able to just clean up the kills afterwards with the Renata.
Yeah, definitely. They had a nice combo with Renata R and also Seraphine R. As they have these, because the side of Lost Time wants to play these wombo combo big team fight stuff, but the side of Astro has these nice answers to that with also some big team fight ultimates. But we'll have to see how they.
Akshan's in a little bit dangerous situation. He has so much CC up against it. The Dredge Line does come out, and that is going to be one dead Akshan, and that is a big gold. Well, big gold going over to the side of this Jinx, and this is exactly what Lost Time needed.
Yes, this is huge for their momentum.
And remember, there is no Akshan up on the big damage deals from the side of Astros. They could look for a fight here. Tam Kench is in a little bit of a dangerous situation, or maybe the Malphite is instead. Wukong does engage. The Renata ultimate comes out as well. But this Jinx is so low. Diana is hunting for this. Diana is able to keep 3 players away as they are looking for a little bit more. Is Malphite too far away from the tongue? It is looking like it is so. So it's looking like Astro is able to pick up a kill in that fight. A 4 versus 5.
Yeah, and it really seemed like the fight was quite split, where they couldn't quite follow up and reach this Tam Kench and kind of damage him and DPS him out, as Jinx got hit by a couple ultimates.
Yeah, just this Jinx was just too low. That Diana was 1 flash away from getting herself a quadra kill there. But because she had no flash, the quadra kill sadly did not happen. But Ashra is looking really strong in this fight, being able to do everything even without the Akshan here with the power of him. But we are getting Baron spawning up very shortly as we do see the gold coming up, and you can just see that the solo lanes from Astron are just showing up this game.
But we also see 3rd place there. Jinx is up there. And let's not forget, last game, it was, I believe, Soul Point, or right before Soul Point. They started to turn this game around at these 5v5s and getting those kind of big wins for them.
Yeah, but take a look at Astrot's gold lead here, getting themselves up around about 6k. you could just see the close and slow progression of them going up, and that's how you know they are a good team. Most of the games you see in SLE, you see that it keeps going back and forth, but with that gold lead, you can see it's just straight up from the side of Astronaut.
Yeah, it seems like they're really steadily expanding their lead and kind of playing these fights also quite slow and making sure they are choosing the right moments.
Yeah, because the side of Lost Time, they just aren't tanky enough. You just see the health of this Tam Kench compared to the rest of the team, having a full item up compared to anyone else in the game. That just shows the power of this champion. The only person who has as much gold as him is going to be the Yakshana. Remember, Tam Kench got 0 help in this game.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite the solo frog here. Perhaps even going for this mid tower together with the rest of his team. As looks like Lost Time will not answer until Inhibitor Tower.
Yeah, mid tower does go down from the side of Lost Time. This is so big for them, allowing them to go into the enemy jungle, is able to just get as much vision as they want. Choking out Lost Time, meaning they aren't able to do anything or farm anything at all.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the timer Drake in 1 minute, so this will be a nice setup for vision for that next Drake, and they'll get a nice reset off as well.
Yeah, Dragonaut will be spawning in the next minutes. Everybody getting the resets off, getting as many items as everybody is finally hitting their 2 item spikes on the side of Astro. Now, Lost Time, this is the only fight they can do left. They have 1 option, go for the Baron. 2 options is fight for this dragon. They can't let anything else slide. We do see that Nautilus is resetting slightly late, meaning that he will not be there for the fight straight away.
Yeah, it does seem like he wants to pick up his mythic here on the reset, which will be quite important.
It is quite important because it gives some base stats to the rest of your team, giving a little bit of armor and magic resist. As a support player, we all know this. But yeah, they are here, but the priority is all to the side of Astro. They get to pick and choose if they want to let them into the pit. But it's looking like Renata is having a little bit of a disconnect. It's looking like my Wi-Fi isn't the only issue in this game.
Well, it wouldn't be SLE if we didn't have any passes in the game, right?
Exactly. But this gives us a perfect time to talk about the game overall and talk about how Lost Time can get themselves back into it.
Right, I think this next fight will be pivotal for the game. And if they're able to pick up this Drake, they'll get another 5 minutes for this Jinx to scale up for the team to kind of catch up to the solo laners. And
yeah, this Jinx only has the Kraken Slayer and the Phantom Dancer. She doesn't have any armor pen. And how the hell is she going to be able to get through this Malphite?
Well, I'm not quite sure if she's going to be able to get through the Malphite, but Tahm Kench is perhaps possible as he's only stacking MR, as it looks like, and a little bit of armor. Perhaps the Diana is possible to shred through as well. We'll have to find out where they're going to focus.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Now, I want to talk about a few of the item builds are quite strange in this game. We do see that the items on Vex having the mythic item a little bit different from, I would say, a usual Vex item.
Yeah, perhaps this Leander's getting picked up supposedly to deal perhaps with the Frog and the Diana both stacking HP. Will it help with getting resets is really the question, as it's quite slow burn damage.
I believe the Vex picked this item because of just how many tanks that are onto the enemy team, just slowly burning away their percentage health. I'm not sure if I really enjoy it as much as there are quite a few non-tanky players on the side of Astrot, but who knows with that. And then the other item I want to talk about is the Iron Locket of Solari coming out from the Renata, going for a little bit more of a defensive item this game.
Yeah, this will definitely help against these big AoE engages by the side of Lost Time. These Malphite ultimates, Vex Rs, Wukong Rs. Being able to like shield those will be very pivotal for them.
Yeah, the most likely getting picked because it was paired with a Seraphine as well. The whole entire goal for that bot lane is to just survive and help people in these team fights, just making sure that they do not die. And then when you have it where when you die, if she has her thing on you, you just don't die at all.
Exactly. They're probably looking to really shield this Tahm Kench up and make him a full-on raid boss.
with the bailout on him, it's just he becomes an absolute menace in this game. So we're gonna have to see if Lost Time is able to find the wombo combo. They do have all that up. They do have every single flash except for the Wukong. So it's all up to the side of Lost Time to make this dream fight happen.
Yeah, they're gonna have to look perhaps for some angles, be a little bit creative to get onto this backline, or shred down the Tom Kench.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they are able to shred away this Tam Kench. But one thing I want to talk about with pauses as well is with a pause, it kind of gets you out of the game. You really aren't on the top of your game when you're out. Well, when you're not really playing it at all. It's like when you start a League of Legends game compared to in the middle, you have a completely different mindset.
Yeah, definitely. It does give you some time to talk about the game, as perhaps is not supposed, but I don't know the rules about that in this Amateur League. But it does give you a little bit of breathing room, some thinking strategy, and see what you want to do, how you want to approach this next rig, even perhaps.
Exactly. So we're going to have to see if they are able to get this going on. But yeah, for everybody who is here, Renata is having a little bit of a connection issue, but hopefully it won't take too long for them to come back. As it's looking like I wonder what Wi-Fi they have. I'll message them to see if they have the same Wi-Fi as me.
It must be. It must be.
Yeah, well, it must be an issue at least. But yeah, no, Lost Time really has to make a comeback here because they only have their first items complete. And even this Wukong doesn't have his first item complete. It's almost 100 CS difference between the both junglers.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in items a bit as well. Wukong not quite, barely, almost on Mythic, and Diana having Nash's Tooth and almost Mythic as well. So we're talking about maybe half to full item difference.
There is most likely about a 4 item difference. That's just the power of farming up this whole game because Wukong did try to make things happen, was able to get this Jinx 4 kills, but it's just not looking like it was enough in this early game. He's just so far behind because of these fights that it just isn't going to be very useful here. But we're going to have to see, are they able to get the wombo combo? Lost Time, it's all up to them. Are they going to be able to take out this fat fish or take out the rest of Altera? So we'll have to see what is going to happen as we do see a little bit of a camera shake here. Take a look. Having a nice look around the rift. Can see Fex there. Oh, it's like we're playing that Pokemon Go game where you like take a look at all the Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely. On one side we have the battlers. Yeah. I know
But
exactly
we are finally back into the game. This dragon is so important for Altera to get. If they're able to grab this, it will be so point. But they are trying to push out this middle way for them, meaning the Lost Time are able to get in as well. So Tam Kench does use a tongue, but nothing is coming of it yet. Few stuns coming out, but nothing is landing to, well, Jinx as far back as possible. Knowing that if she gets engaged on, it's all over for a team. Finally, Dragon has started. Which way is it going? It's looking like it is going to be going over to Altera, pushing it all the way to them. Got so many shields, so many heals coming their way, trying to do as much as it will finally get reset as well. A few waves are going into the mid lane tower of Lost Time as Diana is looking for a flank. A ward has not spoiled it as the encore finally comes through, hits a 3-man, but there's nobody else to engage after as Tam Kench does look. But nothing's coming out. Renata hits a stun. It's all up to this Diana. She is so close. Looking for it. Gets the triple man ultimate. We see the bailout coming out as well. Just so much damage, but it's just not enough from the side of Lost Time. Double ultimate as well coming out from the Malphite, but just not enough as this Jinx is running for the hills as they are nowhere near death. Altera getting away with a clean ace.
Yeah, straight up win by the side of Astral here. Seems like they're gonna run straight through mid with Diana finishing up this Drake. And that fight was really just like, it was quite a Mexican standoff as they were both staring each other down. But at the end it seemed like Astral wanted to pull the trigger with this Seraphine W speed up and look for that engage.
Well, luckily they haven't got enough time to finish the game here. They do pick up the soul and they do get the middle inhibitor as well. I mean, they're going to have full priority to take this Baron if they want, probably winning another fight as well. As all ultimates from the side of Altera will be coming up in the next 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, and let's talk about the importance of this Ocean Soul. because it will make the fights for the side of Astaroth quite easier. Oh, as the Baron is started up here.
Baron has been started. So many ultimates have been used from the side of Lost Time and Altera, so they won't really be able to get used yet again. It's only down to 3k. It's all up to this Wukong, but it's looking like they do decide that they do not want to risk it at all. They're in such a good position where they don't want to throw this away. Trying to look for a fight before they do the Baron again.
Yeah, really playing the patient game here, not wanting to 50-50 this, and maybe risk a steal by the Wukong.
Vex is trying to do as much as she can in this bot lane, trying to get anything back for her team. As Tam Kench is just licking away that Malphite, meaning that he is going to ult away, and this is so devastating from the side of Lost Time. So much of their engaged potential has just been taken away from them.
Yeah, the big thing for this Ocean Soul is that they're just going to be able to like go back and forth the whole time.
I don't think it's going to be back and forth anymore, as they will be starting it up yet again. Jinx is not going to be hit, and neither is the Vex as well. It only has 7k left. It's all up to this Wukong to get in, but when you have an Akshan that's been farming up this whole entire game, and Wukong has not farmed at all, he's going to get absolutely obliterated there, as it will be finally going over to Altera, the Baron.
Yeah, Jinx Rock is still coming through at the end, trying to make a steal happen, but too little, too late, unfortunately.
I do love a Jinx rocket try, seeing it fly through the air, but it just wasn't in time. So Altera does get the reset, giving themselves a 10k gold lead almost, seeming like they are the 10 teams above the side of Lost Time with a 10k gold lead. Seems quite fitting.
It does quite fit, yeah. We'll have to see if they maybe Lost Time can still pull some strings here, get that miracle team fight off, get that engage, and perhaps if they're gonna try and show some more aggression and look for those picks.
Yeah, it's looking like Altera are just hitting so many of their item spikes, getting the Rage Blade onto the Akshan, getting that 3-item power spike, having the 2 items onto the Diana as well, finally finishing that Sunfire Cape that you talked about before. Having a unique item that we usually don't see on the Diana is always great to see. But yeah, this game, there's not much that Lost Time can do anymore. They've just got themselves in such a deep hole.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Diana build coming through, like I said before. I do think it's the standard build nowadays.
Well, I don't play Diana.
No worries, no worries. I have an inside man.
Rengo, I see.
Yeah, definitely. I played Diana a couple of times and he let me know the tech. So that's why.
Well, Rengo, if you're here, give us a little nod if it's the right build. So we can have to see. But Tamkech is in the top lane trying to just push out. It's looking like it's going to be a 1-1-3. Having all 3 of the champions trying to get this bot lane tower, because Akshan and Tamkech have been such a key and integral part on why Altera has been winning this game. Or they may even be looking for a 4 versus 4 fight here. The hook does not land yet. Malphite's nearby, is getting a little bit of damage off to Akshan, but they just don't have their engages really aren't connecting, leaving Tamkech in the top lane, getting himself a free tower.
Yeah, it looks like they're quite split up a bit now. Would be perfect time to look for those engages, but they're gonna have to answer that wave that's getting pushed in with that Baron buff.
Yeah, Akshan was able to get the middle lane towers. They are going to be going for a 101, trying to get the bot lane tower and the top lane tower. And it's looking like there's just a clear difference in power levels between the teams, at least damage-wise in the game right now. As Malphite does have an engage option, there is only 2 people in the top lane. They may be looking, but they just can't get anything off yet, as the rest of the team is going to be looking. And everything is just falling apart for Lost Time. So Malphite's in a little bit of a dangerous situation. He has been slowed, but it's slightly too tanky. All 3 inhibitors have been taken.
Yeah, ultimates are up. Backs are against the ball. This is their last time to look for this.
They are looking for the fight. The Encore does come down. The Malphite does go in, but it just does not matter. The rest of the team is just falling apart. Akshan goes in as well. The stun does come down on him. Another fear as well. He might die, but no, he's just too tanky. Too many shields, too many heals, and just too far ahead. Lost Time, there's nothing you can do to stop this game, as Altera takes the win.
Yeah, GG will play to the side of Astaroth.
Yeah. There was some good tries from a lost time. There were some good opportunities for them to win the game. Some times in the bot lane, I was expecting them to win these fights, but the Diana was just able to get his side laners ahead just too far, where Lost Time was just too far behind. But who'd you give your MVP?
Oh, that's really hard to say. I mean, Akshan was a big part in opening up the map and really getting those picks here and there. But the Pumpkinch just being such a raid boss helps out so much. And on the other side, we have the bot lane kind of disengaging and soaking up pressure as well. So I'm not quite sure what we say.
Yeah, well, for me, it's a really hard decision to make for sure. But personally, I would go for the Tam Kench. The reason I'll go for the Tam Kench is he had no help from his team and he was able to get himself such an incredible lead. So I would have to give it to him.
Very well. We'll have to see what chat thinks about that.
Yeah, well, chat in the top right, you can decide who you believe was the MVP of the game. Everybody on that team, if you gave him an MVP, I would not mind at all. But Lost Time, unlucky on the game. You will get him next time. Because remember, it is only the start of the season. They have plenty of games to prove how good they are.
Yeah, definitely. This just remember to play in best of ones. Everyone can drop a game against everyone, really. So we'll have to wait for regular season to get those full power rankings. But so far,
yes.
Mika's
well, Flay, today we are going to be going over to the analyst desk. I do want to quickly go grab something to eat, if that's okay with you. So, Flay, today I'm going to leave you with Dreadpool for a little bit, if that's okay, and I'll be back for the last game.
Very well, man. Enjoy your meal.
Dreadpool. Enjoy.
And I am back. So, whew,
What a game.
What a game. Madness. But, yeah. Sadly, the underdog couldn't win the game.
Cough, interview, maybe.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
we don't have time, sadly.
We don't have time. Oh. Okay, we'll get right to the analysis then.
Arvid, we have to do an interview after this game because, yeah, Curtain Call Gaming Row versus one and only Altera Excelsior, the second team from Altera, right after each other. So,
Right. They must be getting a big mental boost by their other team winning their game as well. So I have to see how Row responds to that.
True. Although I know a lot of players from Curtain Call Gaming Row, like Ryan on the top lane, Google Me, I know as well. Sun, of course, Shipex and Pinsy, yeah, I know them all, and I played with them, so yeah.
Yeah, I believe they're playing in. Are they playing in Cobalt Winds as well, if I remember correctly?
I think you're correct. Yes.
Yeah, they're playing in Division 3 right now. And I looked at a game the other week from them, and it looked quite well. I think they're playing a lot around this bot side where Vipex on the ADC is playing quite well.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, let me already do the next prediction preparing. So, Altera Excelsior versus CCG Row. Prediction is live, so feel free to vote. Meanwhile, I see the team is ready to start up the lobby, so
Wonderful.
just quickly go through everything.
Yep.
Altair Axaroth will become.
I do like these names, by the way, they're coming up with. Like, it's all quite, how do you say, a bit of a Greek, Latin inspired. I believe Rho is like a symbol in the Greek alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
Excelsior getting, I have no clue actually.
Yeah, I don't know as well, but it looks like
Probably means something
they
like
are
excellence or
live.
something.
Meanwhile, I am not finished with everything.
That doesn't matter. We're just gonna slowly catch up. We're gonna talk about draft in a bit.
Because I still need to do this, and okay, now I'm good. So Altera, Excelsior, and Curtain Call Gaming playing against each other. Curtain Call Gaming row this time, so actually let me change that to CCG row.
No worries. Belfast band coming through. Quite a strong pickup in the jungle.
Yeah, as well.
Haven't. Yeah,
Hello, I've returned.
Hey, welcome
you have
back.
returned.
Then I'll throw it back
Yes.
to the caster desk so you can enjoy. And
Thank you,
go,
Dread. I got myself a little bit of water, making sure that I stay hydrated. Hope everybody else in chat is. But we are finally here for another game. We got our Excelsior, different team than the other one we got to see, and we have CCG Gucci Gaming Row. Is there any team you're feeling like supporting today, Filet?
Yeah, I believe it's Curtain Call Gaming, by the way. Just a quick reminder.
My apologies.
No worries. I see the Wukong pick up, quite a flexible pick, quite powerful. Is Poppy banned away is the question then. Doesn't seem like it, and Jarvan is going to be picked up as an answer to this Wukong.
Wukong can go into the top lane, so it is looking like they are going to be given over the Hecarim to the jungle. And it's looking like everybody today just understands what they want to pick. And I will tell you, I got CCG wrong with Gucci Gaming because it's GGC. So opposite way round.
Understandable.
So my apologies for that, but it is looking like the Seraphine is going to be getting picked as well from Curtain Call Gaming Row. So yeah, no, both of these teams really understanding what they want to pick and ban in this fight. Having a little bit more of a defensive-sided mid laner from the side of Excelsior.
Yeah, and it seems like both these teams kind of playing around the bot lane picks, kind of waiting around with those. As we talked, me and Dread talked about earlier, CG likes to play around this ADC shipbacks. They're kind of saving those picks for later on. Perhaps the Seraphine might be flex as well. Seen it played bot quite often.
Now we'll have to see if Seraphine will get picked into this bot lane. It can go ADC, it can go support, it can even go mid lane. But it's looking like one of those roles will be getting taken away, as Jinx will most likely get locked in here. Seems like Jinx is getting picked quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting it, to be quite honest. But it seems like Zeri is going to be picked up as an answer into that, which is more of a traditional ADC we have seen nowadays.
Yeah, Zeri is a little bit more traditional. Takes a little bit of time to ramp up in these fights. Doesn't deal huge damage like Jinx at the start. But when she's able to get that movement speed, she's able to kite around the enemy team and is able to get out of the ultimate from Google Me. So we'll have to see if that's going to be an important part of the fight.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Ghost on ADC Zeri. I believe I've seen that a couple times. What's your opinion on the Ghost versus heal debate?
Well, I will tell you the reason that people usually pick Ghost in this bot lane with the Flash as well. AD carries have had a big issue recently of trying to get away from from anyone at this point. They just got so many ways of getting on top of you. For example, Vladimir has the Proto Bell, and then he also has Flash and Ghost to get on top of you. All Zeri has is a jump over the wall and a little bit of a slow, meaning that she needs time to stack up her speed before she can really be outplaying anyone. And with the Ghost, she's able to get that instant movement speed, meaning that she's able to outplay people straight away and keep her range, which she needs. Because if she gets close to the enemy team, we know how dangerous that can be.
Yeah, and this Lulu is definitely going to help with accelerating this area and kind of making sure she can kite forward and backward. And I do see a little Rengo hydrate in chat. Don't forget about that one.
Don't worry, Rengo, I am hydrating just enough for you. But talking about this bot lane matchup, it's looking like it is going to be going over to CCG Row as having the winning lane, having two quite high-range champions, having the poke from the Karma and the poke from the Jinx as well. We're going to have to see if Lulu's able to sustain all this damage they'll be dealing.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see bot push from the side of CGG and really getting that prio and kind of perhaps transferring that into these dragons, early dragons with J4.
Yes. Now, it's seeming like Seiji wants us to hydrate that too much. Seiji, sadly, it is only just water. I wish I had a alcoholic beverage instead to be sipping. But you know what? University money does not allow that to happen. But yeah, talking about both of these teams, I would have to say that the side of Excelsior, they have quite a powerful late game. Both of these teams really do.
Yeah, definitely. Also, this Vladimir has to be kept in mind. not picked up often, but if left alone, can farm up quite well and just kind of run through your team with that W, kind of escaping the CCs. But this J4 is probably a powerful pick into that, as he will be able to perhaps lock up this Vladimir and stop him.
No, I completely agree with you there. Now, quickly, a thing for everybody in chat. So, this is the SLE. Hello, hi, I'm here. Flay, say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So, we're two people. Basically, there's a guy at the back. You may have heard of him before, Dreadpool. We've been setting up this whole entire low SLE for a very long time. So, if you are new to the place, please give a follow. Maybe even give a Twitch Prime. It'd be absolutely helpful. There's a Discord as well, and maybe next season you can even play in the SLE yourself. Add over. There we go. We're done now. How was that?
Well. That's a lovely little shout out.
I mean, what can I say? Thank you for CCG Caliber for the Prime sub. Of course, you never should feel like you have to. We all do this for fun. We're here to just have a good time and build a community. But we'll get back right into the game. Excelsior versus Row. I'd really expect that both of these teams will be focusing around the spot side, especially Row, because you won't really want to be going for the Ornn or the Seraphine. Both of these lanes you expect to just farm up and get to this late game team fight.
Yeah, definitely. I think perhaps the Hecarim might be looking to the other thing where they're trying to like early game go for the top side. As his Wukong into Ornn matchup might be quite volatile. On the other end, might have to answer the J4 ganks into the bot lane and see if they can stay safe with the Zeri with the E over the wall to be able to survive quite nicely.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they're able to secure that in the early game. But for me, I would have to say that Row is going to be our winner. We'll have to see what people predict. It is looking like Row is coming out with quite a substantial bias from the people watching.
Yeah, it seems to be quite a bias, a lot of points invested. But let's talk about skins.
Now let's talk about skins. So for everybody in chat who cannot see, it's looking like everybody in the game has a skin except for one, and that was the Ornn, so it has to go over to Altera Excelsior for me.
I have to kind of disagree with you there, because the Seraphine with a quite nice beach skin is looking too good for me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SLE and welcome back to another incredible game. We have Altera Excelsior versus CCG Row, our last game of the day. And do you know what they always say? They leave the best for last.
Definitely. Love to see what they're gonna do. Both teams probably looking to scale up a bit, but I'm really looking forward to these late game team fights where these carries will have to do the free items and really get crazy with it.
Well, I'm expecting that the Hecarim can go for a lot of top lane fights, mainly because of Hecarim and Wukong having such a powerful early game. So we do see a little bit of Dance in the mid lane, having a little bit of fun here. But Seraphine, you know, what a beautiful skin that is. The beach skin, you know, in the summer weather, it just feels right.
I'm a big fan. I must say.
Who isn't a big fan of that, but it's looking like both junglers will be starting on the bot side of the map of going up to the top lane, getting a little bit of help here as there hasn't been anything too strange happening. The only thing I can spot out is there was a ward from the side of Altera Excelsior onto the Tribush in the top side.
Yeah, perhaps the only thing we're mentioning as well is the Lulu going for the more defensive support item, trying to get those minions down, perhaps to counter the push, or simply not willing to trade with this Karma.
It's looking like Hecarim will be trying to farm up to that level 6 as he is going for a 6 camp clear. Hecarim is most likely, the J4 will most likely be going for a 5 camp, so he will be there slightly earlier in the top side.
Yeah, we're really looking up to this J4 to make some proactive movements and ganks, as he is quite a nice early game jungler, but falls off a little bit into the late game.
Yeah, now the one thing with J4 is he's so powerful in this early game, but even though he gets to the late game and he's not as strong, he does build tanks. So any tank in the late game, you know how useful they can be. So we'll have to see if he is able to get things to happen in this early game. As bot lane, nothing too much, just a little bit of poke here and there. So Wukong is losing slightly out in this top lane trades.
Yeah, Ornn kind of having the upper hand in these early levels, getting the push in, and having that pressure, which is really going to be really nice for this J4 trying to go for this scuttle crab in a bit.
Yeah, J4 does have priority in the top and bot lane. I mean that everybody will be able to move for him first, so the Rift Herald should be his. Skull Crab.
Or we'll call it mini Rift Herald. Perhaps even
Words.
still, yeah.
English person doing words is difficult, apparently.
Well,
But
we have to really
no,
think
going for
about
the
it.
Skull Crab, it should be secured for him. I really shouldn't have to as a British man, but apparently so. But we do see Hecarim is going to be going for this. The Flag Edge Drag has been used for the J4, so he is going to be running for the hills as fast as possible. He was able to secure it at least with Seraphine right behind him, keeping him out to safety.
Yeah, really nice rotation from the Seraphine, preventing any further chase down and making sure this J4 can get out safely.
Yeah, J4 is fighting guy for his last camp, clearing the 6 camps. This does allow Hecarim to roam for this bot lane, maybe looking for a gank or going for the Skull Crab instead.
And we're definitely seeing the prio in all 3 lanes kind of, helping out the jungler, getting these early scuttles and also being able to move around quite freely.
Yeah, Hecarim does get the ward down. He knows that he has not been spotted. The ghost is still up for him, so a gank is still in the books for him.
Yeah, if we're looking at options, he's going for a reset. And I'm wondering where he will be walking next. Looks like he's going straight bot lane.
It is looking like he will be focusing around this bot side for most of the game. Dragon will be spawning in the next 30 seconds. That might be the thing he is looking for. They are getting slight priority in the mid lane as well, so it's looking like it's everything that Hecarim needs. He is still not spotted on the ward, but it's just looking like everything is pushing away from him, so he will farm up instead.
Yeah, not quite having the lane set up to do anything, but definitely being there for the counter gank from J4 perhaps. As it does seem like both teams are looking for this dragon. Wukong slowly pushing in, no TP available there, as it's also pre-14, so...
Cloud Drake has just spawned. We do see the Skull Crab does go over to the side of CCG, so we're going to have to see if that is going to be a big impact. Because of this, this means that Hecarim isn't going to be able to look for it. J4 is hunting for this bot lane. Flashes are up. Flash does come out from this Zeri, mean that Lulu is a little bit of a dangerous situation. Even if she flashes, she will not get out to safety. So she decides to save it, and first blood goes over to the side of CCG, but it's looking like it may not be enough. Zeri is still looking for the fight here. Hecarim coming in with the ghost, and this is the power of Zeri. When she's able to start chasing you down, that is where she is so powerful. But it does look like it is just going to be a 1-for-0.
Yeah, J4 making proactive. Oh, looks like a little bit of an exchange here.
A little bit of a fight in the top lane. Ultimate youth from the Wukong, but it's looking like nothing will come from it. Maybe not. He goes on the tower again. 2 tower hits, and both of them are so low. Ornn is so close to that level 6. If he's able to get there and get the Ornn horn, is he going to use it? He does look like it. First part hit. Second part does not hit. An incredible play coming out from the Wukong, pretending to use a clone, meaning that he is going to survive that fight.
That was quite sneakily played by this Wukong, pressing that S button, distracting this Ornn and thinking he was quite further ahead as Hecarim goes for the punish.
Ornn's a little bit of a dangerous situation, but he does pick up a kill there, meaning it's going to be a 1-for-1. Wukong getting a little bit too greedy for that kill.
Yeah, just getting that trade kill in, even though he's getting ganked from behind. So quite well played. But let's talk about that J4 bot lane gank for a bit there, because quite a lot of action happened right after.
Yeah, talking about that J4 gank, he was able to get the first engage onto the Zeri, getting the flash out there, and put Lulu in such an awkward position where she just had to take her fate and die. Afterwards, Hecarim wanted to go for a re-engage, but when it was a 3 versus 2, there's just nothing you can do, meaning that it was going to be a 1-for-0 from the side of Altera Excelsior.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it looks like they're gonna go for this dragon with Ornn down here as well. We should be able to secure that up quite nicely. Still TP up, so it shouldn't be punished too much.
Second Drake is, well, sorry, the first Drake is going to be going over to the side of CCG, the first Cloud Dragons. We're going to have to see if anything is going to be happening instead. All had to come all the way down for this, so he is going to be losing a couple waves for this. As there is a little bit of an engage into the mid lane, but there just isn't enough damage on the Ornn and Seraphine. You know that you guys are late game champions. Ornn just goes way too deep for this, as he is trying to run for the hills, but there's just nothing he can do, as he's only one auto attack away. I thought he died, but no, somehow he's staying alive, and somehow he gets himself out. Now Hecarim's the one in trouble. We do see there's no Flag of Drag available. There is no Cataclysm either, meaning that it's going to be a 1-for-0 over to CCG.
Oh, what a miracle play that was. Just Ryan just barely escaping from that Vladimir Flash E. Quite nicely blocked, I believe, by the Seraphine. And then the follow-up from Google Me. Punishing this Hecarim overstaying. Or overchasing. Or was Vladimir accept?
Yeah, I thought that Vladimir had it. He still had a ghost up, so he was able to get the kill, but he just had slightly bad positioning, meaning that he was just not close enough. So we've got Mail spotted out to J4, or maybe it's the opposite way around. The jungle and top laner are here. Both supports or mid laners aren't there either. But it's looking like everybody will get themselves out to safety. But Red Buff will be going over to the side of Altera Excelsior.
Yeah, Wukong invested the ultimate there, and J4 having to flash out there as well. Meaning he can't do any big engages, but still being able to flag and drag into the Cataclysm will still be quite impactful either way.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see if they're able to keep it up, because this jungle of J4 has been just so integral into the game, being there just in the nick of time to save so many of his teammates. The gold lead is only 1k over to CCG, so there is all to play for still.
Yeah, really, this anyone's game. CCG having a little bit of an advantage, going for a little bit of trade here as well.
There is a big fight happening to the bot lane. Zeri does use her ultimate to speed up. That does come out. Now it's time to re-engage if Zeri wants to. She just has so much speed. And there's another fight into the mid lane. It could be one dead Vladimir, but the pool is keeping him alive. Just so much healing coming out from that champion. But Ornn may have not wanted the fight to stop yet. One goes down, two goes down, and that's a double kill over to the Seraphine.
Yeah, Zanmusi, I believe is what it's pronounced, is flashing forward, securing those kills, and Ornn with a nice roam down, making sure they can't escape, giving over the double buffs to the mid laner.
One thing I do like about this Ornn is he will go around the map and give up waves in the top lane to help the team. Because remember, when you're playing Ornn, you aren't the carry on the team. You will lose a few CS to make sure your team gets further ahead. So it's well played from him here. As bot lane has been a little bit quiet, a few fights here and there that have gone either way. But nothing's been happening so far. It's been all about this mid lane.
Yeah, quite a lot of action around this mid lane. Not quite expecting it to be quite fair with these both scaling champions on either side, but looking like CC Rose coming out on top on these brawls.
Yeah, CC Rose just coming out on top, like you said before. But if this Vladimir is able to pick up a few kills, or even the Hecarim himself, these fights could really be looking different.
Yeah, for sure. Seems like Hecarim's also going for an early fight in the top lane.
A little bit of a trade in the top lane. The Cyclone is coming out from the Wukong, but he just doesn't deal enough damage. He doesn't have any mana as well. It might be a turnaround. It's looking like he's going to be the one running, as we do see Ornn is trying to catch up, but he just doesn't have anything, because he used the Ornn Horn in the bot lane. Means that he won't be able to do anything about that, as Hecarim is just so fast looking for this bot lane. Nobody's able to catch up. Nobody's able to help him here. Zeri is just too far away. The Cataclysm is up if he wants to use it. Decides not to, as Jinx picks up a kill. But it may not only be the kill happening in this fight. The Cataclysm is finally used, as Lulu is trying to run as far away as possible, as it's looking like he may have just gone too deep. The flash forward from Karma is just too late. And it means that everybody is just running away from the Zeri, picking up 2 kills. And And now it's up to the Zeri. Can he kill the Seraphine? Dodges the Encore. Now it's all up to him. Zeri does finally get the damage that he needs, but it just isn't enough. And it's looking like everybody is going to be running away. But no, Zeri's going on the tower, trying to get more. Gets another kill, dodges more, and is on a sliver of HP and gets another kill. There's going to be a full quadra over to that Zeri.
It's a big shift in power towards this Zeri, really stacking up that passive and really getting that lethal tempo stacks for that range. And with the mobility, able to chase down all these members.
Yeah, you could just see how much gold Zeri was able to accumulate in that game, getting themselves 4-1 with that shield bow secured as well. When you have a Lulu as well, I don't think you're going to go anywhere soon, as it's looking like Vladimir may have been off too much than he can chew. The pull does come out, getting him out to a little bit of safety. The Ornn does not get the stun, but he is just not getting out. He just wasn't able to heal enough, got himself into a slightly bad situation, meaning the CCG is going to be starting up the Drake.
Yeah, picked up the blue quite nicely, stealing it away from the J4.
Hecarim does go over the wall. It still has 2.8k left. It needs to get chunked out a lot more before Hecarim can do anything. But Smite, he finally secures it, and it does look like he will get it stolen away. The Ornn is going to be looking for the Lulu. Lulu does have the shields up and may get herself out. So it's looking like it's just going to be a stolen Baron or stolen Dragon.
Yeah, seems like they're quite the team of stealers, stealing away these objectives like the blue, like the Drake, in exchange for their lives. And they're quite happy to do it as well.
Yeah, CCG getting a lot of damage on this mid lane tower. It seemed like this Jinx has just been winning out on all of these trades, being able to farm up, being able to get as much gold as possible. Maybe not as many kills as Zeri, but is able to definitely stay in this game.
Yeah, as we see on the left side with the player gold, Seraphine on top, followed by Zeri and Jinx on that 4th place.
Yeah, it's looking like Hecarim is going to be looking for the mid lane, is going for the Karma, 1 auto attack, and she goes, isn't able to pick up the Jinx, and it's looking like it's going to be a 1v0 in the mid lane.
Yeah, shifting the gold, nah, doesn't quite do anything, but still the Seraphine on top, which was quite expected after all those mid lane brawls, where she got those kills, she got those double buffs. Jinx about, I believe, 1k behind on the Zeri.
Yeah, but now the gold lead is exactly the same, as there will be a kill picked up if the Jinx does get taken down. Zeri is going to be a big part of this game. Is Zeri going to be able to keep up? The Encore comes out, but the jump over the wall gets Zeri out to safety.
Barely escaping with her life there. She might have been picked off by this Seraphine with this mythic. Talking about items, we see Vladimir with a rabbit on stat cap. Oh.
It's looking like Hecarim was in a little bit of a dangerous situation. On Horn comes out, finally hits the stun for once, but getting a double Q for the Wukong just isn't enough, as 1 auto attack makes just Ryan get the kill.
Such a close fight actually, as Wukong almost got killed there before the Ornn. And almost Hecarim getting killed by Karma, I believe, solo, so that was quite interesting as well.
Yeah, Ornn having the full mail there, meaning that he wasn't able to heal up in that fight as Wukong. He just couldn't heal up with the double auto attack with the Q, so he just was too low to do anything.
Yeah. And talking about itemization, I must say both the Altera teams have some interesting builds done so far. We had the no item start, and now we see Vladimir with the deep, what's it called again?
Death Cap.
Death Cap start. And Hecarim with, I must say, I don't quite know the names of this one, but I heard it's quite gold efficient.
Yes, it's quite gold efficient, and it is usually picked up by Hecarim players, so it's nothing strange to see from him there. As it is looking like they will be swapping the Zeri to the mid lane, trying to get a little bit more pressure for the tower, as Riftheld has not been taken out yet, because it's coming up in the next couple minutes. Oh, it's looking like Jarvan does have it in his pocket, so I'm expecting him to be using it around that mid lane if possible. But Hecarim might be in a little bit of a dangerous situation. He does look for the Karma, but J4 is so close behind him, meaning that he does have to use the ultimate. But the Cataclysm comes out, means that he won't be able to go anywhere, so Hecarim just has to fight for him life in the arena, and he will not be successful.
Yeah, really nice find by this Karma, spotting out this Hecarim, allowing for his J4 to follow up.
Vladimir, it's a little bit of a dangerous situation, but is allowed to walk out as they just wanted the farm.
Yeah, we'll have to see how big this Hecarim catch-off is for this next dragon fight. It's spawning in a minute, and both teams probably looking to set this one up and fight.
How it's finally spawned, it will be going for this bot lane tower. They will be able to pick it up, and the dragon will be spawned in the next 40 seconds.
Yes, this will be opening up the bot side as well for the side of Row. And Ornn probably also looking to get this top tower. So on both sides of the map, they're looking for some opening of the map, allowing for more rotations, more movement.
Yeah, CCG Row is able to pick up the top bot tower, give themselves around about 900 gold in that whole play, which is really good for them, as it's only about 12 seconds till the Drake is going to be spawning. One Drake apiece. This Drake isn't too important. Ornn does have TP if they want to get here, but it's looking like a death rush might be coming out from Altera Excelsior. J4's in a danger. Is he able to get himself out? He does get stunned up, and there's no ignite, but just a Hecarim running him down means it's going to be a 1-for-0.
Yes, it was a nice trap movement by Altera Excelsior, being a bit earlier here on the movement and being able to trap this J4 out.
Yeah, Wukong realizing that they weren't going to win the fight without him. He does TP to the top lane to stop the Ornn from getting any of the farm or the tower.
Yeah, and I do like the movements from Row here, as they're accepting that this J4 got picked off, so they're not being able to get this Drake. Vladimir's looking.
Yeah, Vladimir is in a little bit of a dangerous situation. After the pull, he has no form of escape, and it's looking like they're running one after one after one. Sequin finally is going to get in there. The ultimate coming out from the Lulu as well, making him just so huge, just so tanky. But his Jinx still isn't dead. Exhaust finally, Zeri finally goes in again, and Zeri is just so powerful in these fights. Gets so much gold in the start of this team as Wukong is trying to look for something else. The Cataclysm comes out. Zeri doesn't have a dash over the wall just yet. Finally gets him out to safety, as Wukong is going to be looking again, and it's looking like such a scrappy fight. It is going to be a 2-for-2.
Yeah, first the Vladimir was just kind of walking in, looking for that 1v3, but not quite being able to pull it off. And then Zeri looking like she got caught off guard, but actually kind of baiting for her own team. For this fight to turn out, well, quite even actually.
Quick thing, if everybody takes a look out their window, there should be a Jinx rocket coming right your way. It seems like the Jinx rocket didn't go the way that everybody had planned, but the gold lead is still so close for both teams, only being around about 1.5k. Baron has spawned, so we're going to have to see if any team wants to go look for that.
Yeah, and if we're looking at the gold distribution once again, both these 80 carries are looking at almost 2 item spikes now. Jinx barely catching up. So that's quite even as well, and these mid laners also getting those items in. So it's really nicely distributed on their late game carries.
Yeah, remember, Ornn is only a couple levels off being able to help people with their items, giving themselves around about 600 gold with extra stats just for being Ornn. So the longer the game goes, the harder it's going to get. As we do see, J4's in a little bit of a dangerous situation as they are looking onto the Jinx. Kami is trying to help up as much as possible, but her chompers just mean that she will get herself out to safety. Jarvan's in a little bit of a nice situation if he doesn't want to look for an engagement, decides to farm instead.
Yeah, they're really looking aggressively onto this Jinx, but nice chompers and nice kiting by this Jinx with the Karma shields allow them to just kind of walk away and disengage from the second Remar. Shadow Onslaught.
Yeah, we do see that Ornn is going to be fighting against the Hecarim, and that's just the power of playing full tank in this game. Wukong's nearby, but just isn't able to do anything. And I feel like this game is one team fight away from blowing up, as Ornn does Mr. Zeri, gives him a low priority in this mid lane.
Yeah, a Seraphine R with the Encore use as well. So two big engage ultimates down. It does seem like Google Me still has Cataclysm up and is looking for it.
He does get the start onto the Zeri. This is so important for the team that Lulu Ultimate comes out, but it just isn't enough. Vladimir is trying to run as well, but he just may not even be able to get out. He feels tanky, but is it enough? He's trying to run. He doesn't have speed. One more knock up with a flash away. He's only getting so close. It's looking like he is able to die there, as Google Me does get himself in a bit of a bad situation, but with one flash get himself out. There's another engage as well, and the Hecarim dies right there, meaning the Baron is able to get by CCG if they want to.
Oh, J4 still having a flash, being quite big for next fight as at Drake as well. Trying to pick up the Zeri once again, who will also actually, well, who won't have flash, but Ghost will be up. So I have to see how they're going to play around that.
Yeah, it's looking like CCG are in a very good position as we just see four full items get finished for them there. Just Wukong is trying to get as much as he can into the mid lane before anyone comes.
Yeah, and we also see on the gold difference that it's getting quite spiked up with this Baron pickup. And they're probably looking to cure this dragon as well. I'm not expecting too much contest from the side of Excelsior, but we'll have to find out if the Zeri is able to live, to really move around the map.
Yeah, having a 5k gold differential and Baron is something that you really do not want to face as Altera Excelsior. But Dragon will be spawning in the next 20 seconds. We're going to have to see if they want to contest it.
And as we see, we do get the Rocket Bell pickup from the Vladimir, which is going to be key in accessing this backline and kind of getting some bigger ultimates off.
Yeah, it's looking like CCG have got themselves into a good position, having full control over this river. They do be focusing the bot side. All ultimates are up from both teams. We're going to have to see what is going to happen. Hecarim can speed himself up. The Ghost has been used. Ornhorn as well goes in. Google Me gets the Cataclysm, and that's going to be one dead mid laner. As Hecarim goes into the backline, gets a knock up and a speed up for the Jinx. The Encore goes out as well, and this Jinx is just dealing huge damage, getting a double kill, running down this Lulu, getting the slowdown. That's going to be a triple kill over to the Jinx. And there's going to be a 4-0 to the side of CCG.
Yeah, really well done by the Jinx, kiting around, getting those resets. As we saw, Vladimir kind of trying to get in there, but not finding quite enough. Chompers used, and Horn also pushing the enemies away with his ultimate.
Yes, there is around about 3 seconds before a couple members are up, so they aren't able to finish off here, but the gold has gone up to 7k now. CCG is in a dominating lead.
Yeah, they're playing quite cleanly, I must say. Getting those objectives, getting the kills on this Jinx, getting the resets, kind of playing to their strength of their comp. And we'll have to see if Excelsior can kind of answer back with
Well,
this.
it's looking like they do want to answer in this top lane. Wukong can get an engage if he wants. There's only 2 players here. Karma is trying to come up as well, save the Jinx, but they need to run as far. TPs are coming out. They just need to survive as long as possible. This is the only time Ontario Esports has a way of winning this game, but their tanks are just so low in this. 1 kill goes down, 2 kills go down, and Jinx is hyper. This is what Jinx loves. Fights that go just like this. Another one gets hit by the Encore, and that is going to be a quadra kill going over to the Jinx. Only 1 kill away. Is she able to pick up the Penta as the TP does come out from the Ornn?
We'll have to see how it goes as this Zeri is hammering away on the Ornn, on the tank.
Or
Getting
does
quite
use the
charmed.
Ornhorn. Zeri trying to do anything she can, but just it isn't enough against a tank like this, as it is going to be a pentakill over to the Jinx. Only a few towers are in between this Jinx and the victory for CCG. It was a close game, but after a pentakill like that, they secure the victory.
CG well played.
Well played to both teams. It was a close game between Altera Excelsior and CCG Row. Both of them trying as hard as possible. But after Jinx got so many resets and Seraphine hitting some big ultimates, it was just nothing that Excelsior could do.
Yeah, and at the end of these games, we do see Jinx being quite a good pickup for most of these teams, together with the Seraphine as well.
Yes,
So
it was a very close game. Dreadpool, can I ask a polite favor? Everybody, I will have to go sadly because I have food to eat. But guys, do not worry. We have a beautiful Dreadpool here who can take over for me. So I want to say thank you to everybody for listening to my beautiful voice. It's been an absolute pleasure. Well played to everybody in the game. And quickly, my MVP would have been Seraphine. Seraphine's my
Seraphine,
MVP.
yeah, I would
Seraphine's
have to
my MVP.
agree.
All right.
I'll agree on that one.
Dreadpool, you ready to take over, good sir? Perfect. Everybody, it's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful rest of the stream.
Cheers.
What a match! What a match! CCG Row takes the win against Altera Excelsior. Play today.
Yes,
You're still with me?
I am definitely still with you till the end.
So let me put your name on screen so people know you're there as well.
Wonderful. Question: will we have an interview? Is the question.
We could have multiple interviews, but first let me grab a poll, make a poll. MVP.
Right. So we'll have to see what chat thinks about MVP vote. We did say Seraphine on the caster or analyst desk. We can also see maybe perhaps a Jinx or even an Ornn MVP, because they did quite have a big role in this team. Even the J4 perhaps, and we must not forget about the support players.
Yeah, but there's not much you can do when somebody hits a penta, right?
That's fair. That's fair enough.
So yeah,
I mean,
poll is
a
live.
penta set up by the Ornn in the end, we must say.
Yeah, true. My vote goes to Shipex. Yeah, penta's just penta. Ryan wants interview. So yeah, we can do that.
Fair enough.
People, if you are from a past game and you want an interview, so Primordials, Eternal Blizzard, Lost Time, Altera Azeroth, CCG Row, or Altera Excelsior, jump in the waiting room down there in casting and we will drag you in one by one. So feel free to join.
We have to be so creative with the questions, find some interesting things, which we definitely do, because we have quite a couple new teams. So I'm interested to hear how they think about the game.
By the way, Chat, I want to ask you, Chat, how was the observing? Was it better than it was yesterday? Yeah, I know I'm quiet. I can't handle it. Like, this is the highest I can put it. So,
Fair enough. We'll just have to balance around you then. We'll have to turn you up, and then when I talk, they'll just have to get ear raped. That's all
Yep.
good.
We have Ryan already down there, so I will put Ryan up. So, first
Wonderful.
interview is Ryan. Welcome, Ryan.
Hello.
He's
Hello.
even lower than me.
That's quite an achievement, you know that.
Can you talk again, Ryan?
Hello.
Is that better, Chat?
Yeah, give him the good old 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it should be good enough, right?
I think it's quite decent, yeah.
Alright. What a
good to hear.
game. What a game.
Yeah, so came in. I came in to sub because they needed a sub to carry them through the games, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we just plan to scale out and team fight. So you see our comp, if we get to later on in the game, it's not really possible to lose. When it's a few hiccups around the bot side of the map earlier on, but I think we've had quite consistent team fighting past like the mid game mark, and it was just easy from that point.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know the saga of Assassin Ornn?
Well, my own pretty rusty, to be fair.
Yeah, but still.
As I am not a top laner.
Still,
We're
you
not
did
even
the
top
second
laner.
most damage in the whole game.
How do you feel about that?
Damage as a tank.
Yeah, I'm kind of slacking a bit. Should have been first. You know, Ornn is the master of all roles. You know, so I should have really had more damage in the Jinx. You know,
Fair
we'll
enough,
work on it
fair
for next time. Second time on, will go better.
So basically,
Wonderful to
other
hear.
teams, pick Ornn.
Pick Ornn. Pick Ornn, pick Jinx. Jinx will just be like an assassin last hitting the kills. Should be fine.
Let me
Ornn will be the big
quickly
main
check.
damage carry.
Let me quickly check how often
Yeah.
Ornn is already picked.
I think it's about 3, no, 2, 3 times.
Have we seen
Probably
Ornn
3.
today? Yeah, only this game. No, also with Eternal Blizzard.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, to get back on topic real quick. Just Ryan. So you're a sub for the team for today, and you're gonna be staying for the team.
So they think they're trying to find out enough money to pay me. Quite expensive,
Right.
but they're hoping I can play more often so they can actually win some games. But maybe the other CCG team also wants to hire me, so just hit me up. I'm free.
That's quite fair. That's quite fair. They'll have to get some good offers on the table. Perhaps 5 Skittles, 6 Skittles. You never know. It might even go higher.
Yeah.
Ryan, I've got another
Anything else?
question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you have any tips for CCG Tita who are playing the 14th?
So we ended up actually scrimmed Veta yesterday. My biggest tip is for Drungo not to DC in the middle of the game like he always does. So maybe they normally get their ass beat by us, but maybe they can actually play against some lesser opponents. They can have a chance to win.
But who won in the scrim?
We did quite handily.
Ooh, so Tata, beware.
Yeah, but if they're playing against the same team we played against today, they shouldn't have any issues because the competition doesn't seem to be very high leveled.
All right. Interesting statements coming out. We'll have to see how everyone performs as it's still playing. So you never know how the rankings come out. Best of ones are always tricky.
Yep. But just for the people who don't know, the play-ins are 4 rounds, Swiss bracket. First round is completely random. If you win, in round 2 you will play versus another one who won. And so it continues. So you always play versus one with the same score.
Yeah. I saw Savage in chat asked if who would you want to face out of the teams that won? And to be honest, it doesn't really matter because I'm not playing them probably, so that's somebody else's problem.
True.
All right then.
I feel like I watched the game before ours, and it was quite a sloppy game on both sides, so I don't think there should be any problems.
Oh, fair enough. We'll be expecting some strong performances from CCG Road and by the hand of just Ryan, who's probably not playing anymore, but we'll maybe hear from him again.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Let me see if Arvid is up for his little interview.
Yeah, it would be nice. Haven't heard Arvid in a while. See what he's up to.
Yeah, Arvid has been on stream nearly every time now.
Really? Oh, that's quite.
Let me fact check it.
Hello?
No, Arvid misses one stream, sadly.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Welcome.
What up, Arvid?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, it's good to be back.
What was it like playing in
SLE again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels really nice. It feels nice to be back playing on a team, especially if it's an org that I played in before. And it's just really good. I felt really good about the results considering the circumstances. We are a patchwork squad. There's basically like 3, 4 subs. The AD carry that usually places on vacation, so you know that. So I think for the circumstance, I think it's good. I think we had a clear game plan of both what we want to do and what they wanted to do. We just figured out to if we just outskill them and just outplay them in team fights, it's just too easy.
Fair enough.
That's nice.
I have to say, what's your account name nowadays? Because it's been changed around a couple times.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's right now for now it's Parody Night.
Right.
But I go by Arvid, so
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair
we'll
enough.
see. The problem is the guy who has Arvid as his account name has to take it. So we'll see if I'll just go back to having the one instead of an I, but we'll see.
Question from Mikus. Will
I
you play next game?
I hope so. But we'll see. Right now I would expect to just keep on playing. I
Mhm.
don't know how much sense it would make to just to play with another jungler, but who knows? It's up to the top laner uh on that one. But uh I would expect
Okay.
to be playing. When's our next game? When's our next game?
Next week somewhere,
Depends.
round 2.
Probably
And
next
then
week, right?
you don't know
Yeah.
your opponent yet.
Tight. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I hope I get to play. It's fun to play, and I really just want to go back into the competitive, reclaim what was lost last split.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in the off season, you did tried a couple things. Because I believe were you trying to make an own team at some point as well?
I can just go through it. I basically I tried to make my own team.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking around and looking for team chats and everything. I try to get a team going. Some players were has played SLE before, but they all of them basically just said I want to quit, and I couldn't get like sessions going. So yeah, I basically had to scrap that project and then just go to the just trying out. I did a bunch of tryouts. I even tried out for the team Eternal Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up going with another jungler, which is fine. Uh,
Perhaps
the
regretting that now after today's loss, but who knows?
uh Yeah, and then I tried out for this Altera team. They haven't decided on the full roster yet,
Okay.
but I feel like I feel like I feel like I play good at least. I don't know how the people who
Yeah.
are managing the team do, but I mean we all played good. I think
It at least resulted in a win, which is also always a positive, right?
yeah, of course.
And it looked good to see you back on the Rift. It was lovely to see.
We have
Yeah.
the MVP vote, and Zan is the MVP.
Sounds the MVP. Who won the MVP for Altera versus me versus
Let me quickly check. It was. It is very. Yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. I need to find it.
Okay. No. But you played Diana into
Live
what was it
Pro,
again?
the Seraphine.
Well, Surfing, yeah. I mean, yeah. I know he's the sub now. He's the official sub AD now. So yeah. Well, yeah. You can say it, Flay.
Yeah, right. You played Diana into what was it again?
The Diana
forgot which
into it was Wukong.
Right. So how's that matchup? Because you guys both kind of want to be that level 6 monster.
Yeah.
But I feel like you might win it a little bit pre-6.
I mean, I didn't. We basically just our game plan was just basically let's not fuck up early, do any silly mistakes, and then we should just win. And I did kind of a silly mistake in the top side river, so I just didn't expect so many people to be there. But maybe it was a bit of disrespect. But yeah, but we basically just had a game plan. Just don't fuck up, and we just win. And I think that
Right.
shows.
Right.
I basically just wanted to track where he was, so I can just go invade him, and then whenever he was, just take away his farm. Because if I get to farm more than
Yeah.
Wukong does, I'm just gonna be a raid boss once I get my Sunfire Nashos going.
Which you did really nicely and turned out great. Talking about disrespect a little, we were wondering about the no buy item solo lane start.
Yeah,
was that
they,
was that a mistake?
yeah,
or
that
what
was a
happened?
mistake. That was 100% a mistake. That yeah, I was so worried when I saw that. And let me tell you, my heart skipped a beat. When I saw two of my solo laners forgot to buy item, but it ended up being fine. It ended up being fine because I believe the Malphite took E start instead of Q start, so that gave Kevin, sometime Kench, a bit of breathing in lane, and I don't really know how mid lane went, but it seemed to have been going well. I mean, I just also gonna give it to lost time. Like they had also kind of shitty circles. They had like autofill mid and just subs all around.
Yeah,
I
it does
believe they
seem
had
like
situation,
very good.
which yeah. I mean, we were kind of getting scared, but we just out macroed them,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, during these vacation times, people are often playing with subs, and perhaps even not even finished rosters like in your team, perhaps.
yeah,
Yep, yep.
Really understandable, and it's still planes, right? It's for
yeah,
seeding, so it shouldn't be
yeah.
too much troubles.
We just we just try to win as many games as possible.
Exactly, trying to get that Div 1 spot, getting
Yep.
as much competitiveness as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very well. Dread, do you have anything
No.
you still want to ask Arvid? Arvid, anything you want to say to the boys at home?
I mean, I'm just glad to be back. I hope you support me and my team in going into playoffs, and I just really hope I get to verse most of these teams in SLE, because some of them have wronged me in this off season, and I'm hungry to get my revenge. Only half joking.
Very well. Well, we'll have to see if you get that revenge. You're
Yeah,
allowed the opportunity, and glad to have you at least in this interview and in a couple games.
yeah. But thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
Thank you very much, man.
I see you, boys.
See you.
So, one more thing before we go, because Sunday is the last game of round number 1. It will be 8 o'clock on the 14th, so Sunday, and it will be CCG Theta Draconis, the one we talked about,
Uh-huh.
versus the one and only SG Intelligence,
Ooh, exciting.
aka
Uh,
Sam.
any predictions already?
Um, I think SG Intelligence will take it,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, don't count CCG out. Like, Theta Draconis is a really good team,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a struggle. Like, SG is kind of a new team, also put together recently. So yeah, it's going to be experience
Fair
versus
enough.
new.
Right. Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's quickly go over Savage Mika's predictions as well, as I like to do that. See how that was, because we have the power rankings, but of course we also have some predictions for the week. And it seemed like Eternal Blizzards versus Primordials was unfortunately wrong, because Primordials took the game, if my memory helps me there. And then Asteroid versus Lost Time was prediction on Asteroid, which was correct. And then Row versus Excelsior was given to Row. And then for the final game this week, SG versus Theta. He's expecting Theta to win. Which was also your prediction, or you're going for the SG Intelligence?
I go for SG Intelligence.
Very well. We'll have to see how we compare on that. I'll have to give it to SGI as well, and we'll see if their experience comes in handy. Will be fun to get a little, on LEC they do a little caster prediction thing and see who gets the most right. That kind of stuff. We'll have to see how that goes, but just an idea to try out there. Anything you want to talk about for these next two teams facing off. Or anything in conclusion of today's matches, which were pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, I'm now just figuring out everyone who won, setting up for round 2, kind of. So
Yeah.
a lot to do,
No worries. I'll
a lot to prep. But yeah, this is it for us. Yeah, next time on SLE, it will be Theta Draconis. And yeah, they will be playing SG Intelligence August 14th at 8 o'clock CEST. So yeah, that's it for me.
that's it for me.
And yeah, all have a good night, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye bye.